Okay, let's do this. Let's do this now. Okay. Hi. Welcome to Order 42. I am Rob. And yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it right now. We're doing the thing. So let me hit this button. Okay, everything's good. Good. Everything's good. Okay. Hey, how's it going? We got Cryptic here. We got Ninjinzu Games here. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, yeah, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Uh I did some testing and they look great. They look and sound amazing. So I'm just straightening the discs out so you can see. Yeah. Um so the deal is if you pre-ordered on the Kickstarter and you chose the dual disc, this is what you'll get. This is what you'll get. Now, if you look on the back, it says Blu-ray exclusives, feature-length documentary, behind-the-scenes footage, deleted scenes, outtakes, 2 full commentary tracks, and more. There is so much stuff on that first disc. It's ridiculous. It's crazy. There's there's the movie. There's the uh there's Easter eggs too. There's Easter eggs too for sure on both discs. But there's the documentary is I think almost as long as the movie. I can't remember how long it is, but it's great. If you're a fan of the way that Billy edits anything, it's great. It's so good. It's so good. And then there's like I said the outtakes, the deleted scenes. There's a lot on there on that first disc. The second disc has even more stuff. And most of that goes further in detail in a lot of the stuff that's on the in the documentary. Great stuff. There's some fun stuff on there. And again, lots of um, lots of Easter eggs, lots of hidden stuff on there. But the main thing for me that I wanted to test on my DVD player, Blu-ray player in there, was I wanted to test the subtitles because I worked really hard on the subtitles and I wanted to make sure that they worked. And they work. They definitely work. I will say that this is probably one of those things that only a few people will notice, but I kind of want to test it on something else. Like maybe I need to test it in my PS5 or um something. Maybe I need to test it. But there was a couple of times that I noticed where there's a lot of dialogue and one of the lines doesn't get put on screen. So I'm not sure if that's my Blu-ray player or if that's because of the way that I did the subtitles. I don't know. But for the most part, like I said, it was perfect. It was like everything was great. This dude, the sound design and the sound mix, Game Sack, Joe, holy crap. It's so good. There's stuff in there that I have never heard before because the sound mix that we heard in the theater was slightly different and there were some at least from my perspective there were some issues. And I think there was and it I think it just comes down to the timing, right? But this is I didn't watch the whole thing, but I did watch a few scenes and was very impressed. Very impressed. So I'm excited. And there's a lot of jokes. There's a lot and some are stupid. I'm just going to warn you. There's some stupid jokes in those subtitles. So hopefully you guys get a kick out of that too. Um Before we go any further, there is a poll up right now for which flavor is going in the tank. Okay? So first, our good friend Grappleberry. Okay? and then 2 new ones. Okay? This one is called My Man. See it? My Man. It's a Neapolitan ice cream. Now, I will say, I have tried this one before, but this was before they moved to the tobacco-free nicotine. So I have no idea what this tastes like. This could taste completely different and absolutely terrible. But it was $12. I said, screw it. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it. And then the last one, made by the same company as the Grappleberry, is Smash Berry. Okay? Don't know. I don't know any of these two. I have no idea. My Man, I've tried before, but it was a different recipe. So who knows? So there you go. There's your thing. So I say My Man at work all the time. Yeah, this one, One Hit Wonder is the company. They made probably the hottest, most hype liquid ever. And this was back in like 2015. It was called The Milkman, I think. Is it Milkman? So every one of them has a something man on it. So the first one was oh God, what was the first one? The first one I didn't like. Then I tried Milkman and it was awesome. Then they came out with My Man. Then there's an Army Man. There's Rocket Man. There's a whole line of man liquids. But this one was one of my favorites back then because it's, like I said, chocolate, vanilla, strawberry, ice cream flavor. But I don't know, man. I just don't know. I don't know if it's going to be any good or not. But yeah, this product is not derived from tobacco. I don't think these are either. Yeah, TFN nicotine. All of these are TFN, which is, it's a thing. And you can see I'm wicked. I'm ready to go. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful wicking job. We're good. We're good to go. So yeah. All you guys got to do is vote. And you know what you mean? You know what I say? It's what Grim Green says. He says, if you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. So how are you guys doing? What's going on? What's going on with you guys? I will tell you that 2 nights ago, I finished this tome. This was pretty good. Not my favorite. Not my favorite, but it's pretty good. Pretty good. So, but it is there. I can definitely see where there's some connections with the Dark Tower because, yeah, there was some stuff in there that was like, oh yeah, that's definitely Dark Tower. That's what she said. What? Slang work these past 2 weeks. Well, Ninjinzu, I get that. I get that. Although lately, I don't really get that. Because lately I've, just been doing my thing. But I'm also not making any money. So, anyway. I finally caught up on a show for once in my life. The Mandalorian. Oh, Cryptic, what are you thinking? How are you feeling about it? Like, how far behind were you? I mean, I've been enjoying it. I've been enjoying it, but there are a lot of people don't like that last episode, man. Woof. They were, pretty good, not my favorite. Gotcha. Thank you, Ricky. Welcome, Ricky. Good to see you. Proving myself with the new promotion. Well, congratulations on the promotion. I mean, promotions are good. But yeah, finished Insomnia. Now it's time for the Return of the Shadow, which is the history of the Lord of the Rings Part 1. So basically, it's like Oh, look at that. Okay, that's weird. So, as a bookmark, I had I have an old business cards in here. An old business card. And it was a business card for if you guys remember Brian and Jerry that I did the old podcast with. Yeah. Version 3 Studios, and it's got my freaking picture on it, and that's goofy and old. That's really, really old. God, that's from, I don't even know. In fact, I don't even think that the version3studios.com, I don't think that that's even, it's not even around anymore. Dad hair, right? But what's funny is I read for one night last night, and I'm already past where the bookmark was in the book. But this is basically, if you can think of the history of the Lord of the Rings like the special features on a Blu-ray, it's literally like the making of the Lord of the Rings, all the different variations, all the different, you know, oh, this person was named this and this person was named that. It's not for everybody. Not for everybody. Yeah, definitely not for everybody. But for me, wow, it's good. Looks like a math textbook picture. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Yeah. You like this season so far? You started it late. I mean, my biggest issue with it is that it doesn't seem focused. But again, I'm trying to approach these things a little different now. You know, just try to realize that this isn't like the absolute top tier Star Wars, you know? And it's not exactly deep. So, there you go. There you go. On that level, I'm really enjoying it. But I can see why people don't like it, but I'm enjoying it. You know what the thing is, especially Star Wars Celebration, right? Which we'll get into some of that stuff, but I think the biggest problem with a lot of that stuff is, man, I don't want to have to constantly defend what I like. You know, if I like something, I want to just be able to like it. I don't want to be, oh yeah, I watched this last episode. I really liked it. Oh yeah, well that's because you're dumb and you're blah blah blah. It's like I don't want to defend it every time, which is part of the reason why I'm kind of like, man, I don't feel like I should have, I shouldn't have done any reviews on The Mandalorian until the end, you know, because I am so tired of hearing. It's not criticism that's the problem. It's, you know, like people act like you're dumb if you like it. It's like, come on, man. And the reason that the reason that I really enjoyed Star Wars Celebration probably 10 times more than I have in years past. I don't know about 10 times. But a lot more than I have in the past is because I was sitting there and just trying to really get into it from the actor's point of view, you know, or the writer or the whoever, and be like, man, these people they're actually supportive, and you know, they want to hear what I have to say, and it's like you get to see the best of the Star Wars fandom at Star Wars Celebration, you know, and sure, you might say, well, all those people are just, you know, you take them out of that and they get home and they watch something that they'd be upset or what. I don't know. It's just, there's a lot of cynicism out there, man. A lot of cynicism. And I'm not a big fan of cynicism. I mean, I used to be known for it, but lately it's hard for me to see things from this, like, on a base level. You start being negative. You know what I mean? You're negative before you even start. It's like start pulling up the Star Wars Celebration video and going, okay, well, what shit are they going to have for us today? You know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Keep an open mind. This could be great. I don't know. I just appreciate that new content is being made in the Star Wars universe. Cryptic, I couldn't agree more. You know, I mean, sure, there's a lot of people that look at what's been coming out and saying, yeah, maybe there should have been a 12-year break between movies, or maybe this and maybe that. I don't know. I'm just trying to enjoy it, enjoy it while it lasts, because who knows, Disney might sell it off to somebody even worse. Who knows? We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. And not to say that Disney's going to sell it. I don't know why I said that, but you know what I'm saying? There's possibilities. Anything could happen, I don't know. F the haters, they can suck a chode. Well, I don't know. It's that base level cynicism, man, that just gets to me. I don't know about anybody else, but to me, it just gets old. It gets old with hearing the same thing all the time, but we'll get into that. Ricky's also glad we're getting more Star Wars anything. Well, there you go. And right now we're tied. We're tied between the two berries. We need some people in here to break the tie. Super Mario Party was dope. You mean the movie? Oh, the movie was really good. Yeah, see, that's what I've heard. I've heard like from people I know that have seen it, all of them have said that it's great. Now, I've also heard from some people that it's like, well, you're not really going for the story. You're going for an experience. And on that level, it's a lot of fun. So, and I think April and I were going to try to go watch it sometime this week, but I don't know. The movie's great. You're just biased and prefer the original. I never saw the original because it looked bad to me. So I just was like, this is not for me. Sometimes you just know something's not for you. Yeah, I was too old. It came out when I was 17. Not exactly the kind of movie that a 17-year-old would go and be like, psh, Oh, you did a Mario Party this past Saturday. Music cues were awesome. Cool. DK64 song came on. I was like, WTF? Carbonite! Welcome. The original is a horrible Mario movie, but it's a fun movie to just throw on. Okay. Well, I don't know. Oh, and Carbonite. There it is. I'm probably going to do this a few times, just in case. I will say that you can buy the digital copies now. If you're in my Discord, you saw me announce that. On Saturday, we put together Adventures in My Butt. Game Dave's in the chat. How's it going, Game Dave? Mr. Gamer David. Yes, but I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. The discs look great. All the stuff, man. All the stuff. And I love that Billy put actual troll comments on the back. I watched it and I have to say, I definitely have some thoughts about it. I think that's RGT85, Sean. I watched the trailer, now I'm blind for life. Big e-begging movie. You guys realize no one is going to watch this, right? Hey. But look, I will say, there's, look, I'm not trying to, what do you call this? I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not trying to, because I'm a part of this, so it's a little different. But when I go to IMDb and I see some of these 1 out of 10 reviews, so-called reviews, and they talk about how bad the sound mix is, they didn't have this. And in fact, apparently what do you call it? The pirated version that's out there on the internet has a really, really bad sound mix for some reason. I don't know where they got it. I don't know what happened. I don't know how they got it, period. But it's a really bad sound mix, and the guy that is supposedly a top reviewer on IMDb said, "Oh yeah, the sound mix is terrible." And it's just like, come on. Come on. Um so yeah, it's annoying. It's annoying that kind of stuff happens. But I mean, all I can say is that I think we made a movie that I think is much better than uh many people's first movie. Like I think it's an amazing movie for what it is and for the budget. It's an amazing movie. So, just saying. Uh I regret not getting mine signed. Which one did you get? Because we signed all of them. We were signing all of them. Now I don't think we were signing any of the single disc, but we were signing the dual disc. So, just saying. Oh, and by the way, a happy belated birthday to Mr. Gamer David, who turned 27 years old on Saturday. He's looking good. I honestly don't know exactly how old he is, but I'm sure he's a little older than 27. But hopefully he had a really nice birthday. I guarantee it's better than the AVGN movie. Now, look, here's the thing. I'm biased. But I think the AVGN movie is not exactly a movie that anyone can watch. I think you have to be a big fan of AVGN to really dig that movie. Me personally, since I didn't know who the guys were, I thought, okay, yeah, that's what the movie is. Then after watching the special features, the making of stuff, and all that behind the scenes stuff, I really enjoyed all of that, and it made me appreciate the movie more than I had when I just watched the movie. You know what I mean? So I can't really say anything bad about it. I think there's a lot of love and a lot of passion that went into it. It's just not exactly for me. You know what I'm saying? So, am I in the commentary? Magnus, welcome. And Rufus, welcome. Good to see you guys. Yes, I am on one of the commentaries. There's two commentaries. One is with Billy, Jay, Dave, and me. That's the first commentary. The second commentary is with Eric, Chief, and Jim. And I listened to that commentary a while back when it was I don't know. It was because I was testing the Blu-rays, and it only worked on one of my Blu-ray machines. So it was like, yeah, there's some problems with this. But the second commentary was really, really fun too. No, Dave. No, you don't stay away from it. It's good. It's funny. There's some funny stories in there, and there's some great ones on the first one. I really enjoyed. The whole package is great, and again, that sound mix. Oh, I seriously, next time I see Joe, I mean, I don't know when I will see him next because I don't usually get up to Colorado, but if I see next time I see Joe, I'm gonna shake his hand and maybe get a little touch of his bottom because that sound mix is amazing. It's great. There's so much love. I can hear the passion and the work that he put on that sound mix. It's great. It sounds so good. So, I only watched the digital copy once, so it will be fresh again when I watch the Blu-ray. Okay. Well, just like I said, if you have a 5.1 system, you're gonna be pleased. Show us your scene. No, I'm not. I can't show my scene. The main reason I can't show my scene is, I mean, I can show you a picture of my scene in the movie, but I can't show you the scene because it's kind of a spoiler if you haven't seen the movie. Not me, but the content in the scene is sort of a spoiler. So young. Dave is so young. Uh oh, cool. Never mind that. Well, I'm hoping Carbonite. I mean, hopefully we sign it for you, because I mean, if you want it signed, can't you like update your Kickstarter thing or whatever? I don't know how that works. So yeah. Stay away from both. No, the commentaries are great, Dave. The commentaries are really fun. They're really, really fun. I remember the commentary on the original Hellraiser. It was so boring, none of the people had anything to say, and they apologized for it. That is not the case here. There's constant stories being told, jokes being told. It's constant, and it's fun. Dave turned young, and I'm turning even younger on Sunday. Well, really? Ricky, happy early birthday. I mean, what is that, the 16th? Happy early birthday, Ricky. I did not know that. I did not know that. I don't know why I thought that it was a good idea to do a Johnny Carson. But anyway, all I'm saying is if we put together, I think, I want to say like 300 of the dual disc and 100 or 200 of the single disc. So the single discs are going to be, some of those are going to be for conventions. But yeah, I'm excited for everybody to see it. And of course, I think I'm helping Billy later tonight with the shipping stuff. So we're definitely working on it. And hopefully the wait isn't too long. Did anyone in the city ever recognize you in the street? Never. I've never been recognized except at a convention, which is really strange. It's really strange in fact, it was Ricky. Ricky came up to me at Retropalooza Arlington, I think. And he's like, "Hey, order 42." And I'm like, "What?" Like, what? What? Why? Why? So, I don't know. But Ricky recognized me because he's been watching me for a while. Cake. Oh, by the way, the cake batter from like 2 weeks ago, I can't get over it. I had to dump it basically because it tastes like medicine. So I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. And JX Editor, thank you. Voting for Grapleberry, whatever. Since you started these votes, for those of you who might have just come in, we've got the Grappleberry, Grapple, whatever. Okay? Whatever. We've got One Hit Wonder, My Man. See that? My Man. And it is a Neapolitan ice cream e-liquid. Then, the last one is Smash Berry. So, as we've said many times before, if you don't vote today, then you don't get to vote. Funky. So, there you go. I'm a poser. I had to be sent by Billy to find Rob. Well, here's the thing. The fact that you're here, that's what matters to me. I'm just happy you're here and chilling and having fun. Are you going to see the Mario movie? I am. I just don't know when. I know April was saying that we were going to try to go this week, but I don't know, especially since tomorrow, I don't know when I'm going to be home. I'm going to be doing some stuff with the Game Chasers boys. So I don't know how long we will be filming and doing things. Because I think tomorrow would have been a good night, but we'll see. We'll see when. And of course, I missed out on a good portion of Game Dave's stream last week because I was at John Wick 4. So, grab Assberry. I mean, so okay. Look at this. So we've got 9 votes 44% for the Smatchberry, 33% for the Greypool Bear E, and then only 22% for the My Main or Muy Main. I don't know. I was just trying to spell things weird. Been voting for it since before there was any question on its pronunciation. Well, that's what good old Bucho likes to do. You know, Bucho comes in here and he's like, hey, I'm going to point out things that nobody's pointed out yet. I'm going to point out things that you hadn't even thought about. Like, he constantly gives me crap because I say honestly a lot. And I'm like, well, I want to be honest. Honestly. But I say that a lot, and I think it's one of those things that when I'm searching for words to say, I just say, well, you know, to be honest, this thing, blah, 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 or honestly, blah, 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 blah. And unfortunately, I must have said it a few times in the last review. So, thanks, Bucho. Anyway. Dude, that one-hit wonder is really good. I used to get 100 ml bottles of it. Well, like I said, I've tried this before, back before they, you know, like the regular nicotine days. This is the tobacco-free nicotine. So it's, I don't know how the flavor's going to be. So, you saw Mario and enjoyed it? Well, see, Dave, like I said, I've heard nothing but good things about it. Now, the critics, I think a lot of critics go in there and just, they try to judge it as a movie, but at the same time, it's not about what it's about, it's how it's about it. Roger Ebert. It's made for a specific purpose, and if it fits if it does that well, then you have to give it a positive review, even though you might not like it. So, I don't know. Excuse me. I had to. Why aren't I going to see Mario? I am going to see Mario. What are you, Billy? Constantly telling me I won't all the time? My friend used to say, I'm not going to lie all the time. Yeah, it's just one of those things that, especially when someone points it out, you start to question it a little bit. So I'm like, Guy, why would you lie about how much mayo was on your sub? I know it's just one of those things. It's like a, I don't know. It's like sometimes it's like a conjunction, you know, it just fits sometimes. So Ricky curses a lot, apparently. You know, I used to, but I've really cut down. But when I'm around the boys, things just start coming out again. And then like Brian and Jerry, you know, when I'm with those guys, it'll just start. Rufus? Yeah. Mayo is disgusting. I'll never eat it. Mayo, ketchup, and mustard are gross. Everybody? Magnus has opinions. Okay? I don't like potato salad. I don't like just the thing. Here's what I don't like. I don't like taking like a big old spoon, like a almost like a salad spoon, and just dipping it in the mayo and then taking a bite out of it. I don't like that. I'm not a fan of that. I'm just not. You know, call me crazy, but I don't like eating mayo out of the bottle. I just don't. That's the truth. But I do like mayo on a lot of things. Like on something, you know? Or mixed with something. Mayo and mustard. Mustard and barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce and mayonnaise. Mustard and ketchup. Mayonnaise and ketchup. Mayonnaise and mustard. All of those things are good on, like, they become a different thing. And I really like them. My favorite lately has been on my sandwiches. That's right, sandwich. S-A-M-M-I-C-H, sandwich. Turkey sandwich. Mayo on one side, honey racha. That Kraft honey racha on the other. Put your greens and your cheese on this side. Put your meat and your bacon or whatever on this side. You make the sandwich and then you eat it. You put it in your face hole. It's awesome. It's great. Okay? It's awesome. The mixture of that hot, sweet thing, sauce with the turkey and then mixed with the mayo and the, oh man, come on. Come on. Just saying. It's good. And no, Magnus is not banned. I like how he comes in and just says, this is the way it is. It's like, hey, we're all friends here, but there's other opinions, It's just like pineapple on pizza. Pineapple on pizza. What do you think of that? A lot of people don't like it. I love it. A lot of people don't like In-N-Out. I love In-N-Out. Some people don't. There's all kinds of things where it's like, let people like things. It's just, it's like liking a burger suddenly is like Star Wars, where I have to defend what I like. Oh, you like that? You're an idiot. Blah, blah, blah. Dude, I like the thing. Get off my freaking sack about it, okay? Yeah, get off my sack. Anyway. Wraith, welcome. I didn't see you come in. Until just now. I see you now. I didn't see you when you came in. But welcome. I'm not a potato salad fan. And you know what it is? I don't like that raw potato thing. It's like it's kind of like have you ever had French fries that are underdone? Ugh. You gross, I'm just not a fan. Tater salad's just not my thing. But that's fine. I'm not going to freaking yell at you because you like tater salad. I like anchovies on pizza too. What? Everybody gonna yell at me? Everybody get off my back, all right? I like what I like. Sometimes I like things that some other people don't like. You know what my wife likes? Mustard sandwiches. That's it. I'm done with listing the ingredients. It's literally mustard between two pieces of bread. She said that, and I said, you're insane. She's like, it's really good. And I'm like, that's something that you do when you're broke. That's not something that you choose to do, No. So there you go. Just saying. Cheese and meat, that's all one needs. Oh, and the food of foods pizza. That's right. Good pizza. Sandwich! What if your wife threw out all the mayo in the house and said no more? I'd say, okay. Then I get to throw away something that you don't like. Or that you like. And then we would stop and look at each other and go, that's ridiculous. We definitely have the ability to like different things. So you know what, Magnus? Your situation, your made up not factual situation it's actually making me a little irritated. Because if she did that, she wouldn't be the wife, or she wouldn't be the person that I married. She'd be a different person. And that reminds me of the kind of people that I broke up with, or broke up with me, or whatever. And then, years later, I realized, wow, I dodged a bullet. You know what I'm saying? Those are people that you don't want to have anything to do with you. Oh, I like this. Oh, really? That's stupid. Okay, well, I'm glad I'm not married to you. You know what I'm saying? Next month, Fast 10. Oh my God. Hey, look, more for you. Which is not really true. Because it's not like something that runs out. There's not like a plate of Fast 10 at like a potluck. And if I don't like it, it's like, oh, well, more for you. It's just, okay, watch it. Why is everything food tonight? I don't know. Pineapple and bacon on pizza. Yes. Cryptic. You're speaking my language. Pepperoni, bacon, pineapple. Mm. Especially from Papa John's with the little garlic cups. Come on. Come on. I like things. Well, Rufus, you're in the right place. No, Rob, you can't like pineapple pizza. Here's the thing. I haven't met a pizza I didn't like. Seriously. I've had veggie pizzas. I've had uh what ham and whatever. I mean, all kinds. Every single kind of pizza, and I like all of them. So it's one of those things where I look at these people that go, "Oh my god, oh, it's so disgusting." I'm like, "That's good. That's some good stuff." You can't like pineapple pizza. Hawaiian pizzas are good. Yes. You know, there for a while they're at Pi 5, which is kind of like a Subway. I don't know if you have Pi 5 where you are, but it's sort of like a Subway or any kind of place where where they make the sandwich in front of you. Same concept. They make the pizza in front of you, they throw it in the oven, and in 5 minutes you have a nice pizza. Really hot oven, all that kind of stuff. It's good. It's good stuff. I really like Pi 5. Anyway, one of the things that I used to get there was the Maui Wowie, which was, crust, barbecue sauce, the Canadian bacon or whatever you want, whatever meat you want. You can put all kinds of crap on it. But it had the red onions, the pineapple, and it was awesome. And the one that I'm getting, they've kind of gotten rid of it, but now I've been getting the it's something that's like super hot. It's like their hottest thing. And it's made with ghost pepper sauce, and man, it's in the Mike's Hot Honey. Oh man, that's what I meant to get at the freaking store today. Because they sell that Mike's Hot Honey stuff, which kind of sounds a little gross. Anyway, that Mike's Hot Honey, they sell it at Walmart, and I meant to buy some today when I was there, and I forgot. Yeah, and yeah, anchovies are great. And it's the people that go, "Oh, well, anchovies are disgusting." I'm like, do you like spaghetti? Like, because most good Italian, red sauces made with anchovies. I'm just saying. What do you think of that? You're eating lots of little bitty pieces of anchovies. Awesome. Don't come to New York with that BS. Macaroni salad is better than potato salad. Oh, yes. Yeah, I love a good pasta salad. Love it. Save the bread, take it from the bottle. Mustard and lettuce is great depression food. My grandmother swears it tastes like bologna. Or bologna. No one wants to be around people that toss out things that you like because they don't like it. I had a girlfriend who took my Godfather novel and threw it across the room. You read, she said in shock and disgust. That's a terrible person. Shredded barbecue chicken with pineapple pizza. Oh, dude. Again, name a pizza, and I can guarantee you that I would try it, and in most cases, I'd probably like it. I'd probably like it. I don't risk procreation with women that don't read. That's a good one, Rufus. That's a good one. Did the super chat go through? I didn't see one. I didn't see one, Ricky. In fact, let me look over here at the old Streamlabs dashboard, and it says no. No. I love how Streamlabs keeps trying to get me to do the multi-stream. You know what I'm talking about? Where you can stream to multiple platforms. But that's against YouTube's rules. When you're a partner, when you get over 1,000 subs and you sign the paperwork and all that kind of stuff, you're basically saying, no, I'm not going to stream on other platforms. I'm not going to stream the same thing on every platform. You know what I mean? You can do Like I could do a stream here and then tomorrow do a stream over on Twitch and then come back over here and do that. But I don't understand. You got to go buy food. Buy. Magnus, get you some mayonnaise, buddy. Huh? Huh? Yeah. Get some of that mayonnaise and just rub it all over your chest and look in the mirror and go, why did I do that? Because I mean, but no, I didn't see a super chat. Well, YouTube's being stupid. Charge twice and no super chat. That's a bummer, man. I mean, I would say, just do it again, but I don't know what it's doing. Oops. That's not Gary's.
Thank you for the stream, sir. I look forward to these. Thank you for doing them.
That's not Gary's from last week. Sorry about that. I was trying to see if I could clear those, and I hit the refresh, which means that was from last week. So yeah. Make sure you get mayo, not Miracle Whip. Miracle Whip is like gross. I just don't like it. There's some people that love it comes in a jar. Like, I mean, I know mayonnaise, some mayonnaise comes in a jar. Some of them, squeeze, whatever. But this comes in a jar and it's just called sandwich spread. It kind of reminds me of mayonnaise mixed with relish. Mayonnaise mixed with relish, really. And it's okay. But it's also a little on the sweet side. Miracle Whip, I'm sorry. I don't like the sweet mayonnaise, mayos. Yeah. But sorry, Ricky. I'm sorry that it didn't go through. John Waters famously said, if you go to someone's home and they don't have books, don't sleep with them. I took it to heart. Well, these days it's a little difficult. But I mean, I'm a reader, so. But then again, that's another one of those things where it's like, man, dude, if she was hot, didn't have a book in sight, I mean, we'll see. Miracle Whip is the mayonnaise of the demons. Yeah, and I've heard so Hellman's and Duke's. There's another one like Best Made or something like that. Or Best Pride Made. I don't know. All we have basically here, I mean, we have a bunch of different variations, but to me, I've tried Duke's. Duke's is slightly different than Hellman's. I prefer Hellman's, but Hellman's number one. Hey. Now I guess you have to ask where the Kindle is. That's true. Where's your Kindle at? Kindle? What's that? Me and Mr. Happy are gonna go down the street and find someone else to poke. I don't know. If Ana de Armas was illiterate, that won't stop me. I mean, there's certain situations where you just kind of have to, you're reining in a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Is all I'm saying. Have your scruples, but hey, hey. But look, I wanted to bring this up because we talked about it before, and I thought it was pretty good news. I don't know if you guys have seen this, but Jeremy Renner has been making the rounds. He comes out in the Jimmy Kimmel live video, and he's walking. I mean, he's got a cane, but he's getting around pretty good. And I gotta say, I'm pretty happy about that. I'm pretty happy to see that happen. It's just cool. And see, there we go. There we go, Ricky. I see that over here, and it takes like 30 seconds for it to come up over here. Maybe. But Jeremy Renner's in pretty good spirits. So I'm pretty excited. There you go. And it's me as Qui-Gon again. That's so awesome. And Carbonite did that. I love it. I love it. So I can super chat without a message in it. Interesting. I have a huge Paperwhite with a full physical keyboard. The battery is trash, but I just use a power bank with it. Yeah, Jeremy Renner's cane is pretty awesome. I had my first Kindle was one with a keyboard, and it was a smaller one. It wasn't the big one. And then I ended up buying the Paperwhite, and then I ended up buying when I was not leaving the house and not eating or anything, and basically stuck in a in a in a chair all the time on IV and all that kind of stuff. I got an Oasis, a Kindle Oasis, and it was the first one, and I love it. Dude, I love the Oasis, and I really want an updated Oasis, but I don't know if we're going to get one. But it's great. So I can super chat. Oh, yeah. I guess when I get it, put a message in it, it fails to send. That's really strange. If you're Qui-Gon, does that mean Melvor is Darth Maul? I wouldn't say that we're enemies. We have different points of view. In fact, we had really, really good conversations on Saturday. Melvor came in late, as per usual, as did Jay. But yeah, it was we had good conversations about the script. And basically my first draft is going to stay a first draft for a very short time because there's going to be a second draft very soon. So we need more Rob face on things. Oh God. Oh boy. I mean, look, it's awesome. It really is awesome. So I just bought the latest Kindle Paperwhite. It is way faster than my previous 6th gen one. Yeah, I really love the way that those feel, but for me, it's I love the Oasis because it's got. Hold on, I'll go get it. Okay, so the thing that I love about the Oasis is that I can, because of the way that that's shaped, I can hold it really nice in one hand, and I can here. Let me turn it on. Is it turning on? There we go. So I can turn pages really easily with the buttons, but I can also use the screen depending on how I'm holding it. And of course, wait a minute, I need to go back. Yeah. And then of course it does that too. So if you're left-handed, right? I love that. But it's also the backlight and my Paperwhite at the time, the backlight was like you could see where the LEDs were. You know what I mean? It was like light and then light and then light and then it was kind of dark here in the center. This one is really, really nice and consistent. The problem is this one is a micro USB, and I hate that. I want a USB-C Oasis. But I love the way this looks. I love it. I love it. And of course, yes, you did see that I am reading The Return of the Shadow on this instead of the physical because maybe get an adapter. No, I mean I have a charger. That's not a problem. Oh, and Wraith. Did you see that? I have a charger. That's not a problem. I have and this is something that I set up a long time ago, back when I was still on IV, right? I couldn't move. So if I needed something charged, I didn't want to have to go get a charger or whatever or get up. I couldn't get up. So I have a system by my chair where it's got all the different chargers. I've got micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning for my Apple stuff. So anyway, but yes, I'll show this off. I mean, just pretty much anybody wants to see it, I'll show you. The discs look great. Again, when you get the disc and you watch the movie, if you're into subtitles, the subtitles are there, and there's some jokes that I put in there. So, good stuff. So I spent many weeks doing the subtitles. It's not an easy job, especially with a movie like this where there's constant talking. There's a lot of dialogue. The auto-generated dialogue stuff, or the closed caption type stuff, only gets probably 40% right. And the rest of it, you have to, almost every single line I had to change. And I saw a couple of mistypes last night or yesterday. But anyway, it's awesome. It's awesome. And yeah, the buttons are nice. I don't know. I just really like the way that the Oasis feels. The current Oasis, I wouldn't recommend. Just because, man, we've got to be really close to another one, right? Maybe, hopefully they come out with another Oasis. I mean, it is more expensive, but it's kind of like, is it worth the extra money for that design? Right now, I don't think so. Back then, it completely was, because the backlights, the backlight was really the number one thing. Now that all the paper whites look great, it's kind of hard to justify the extra money for this versus like a standard paper white. You know what I mean? So, yeah, blown away Rob face. I mean, look, there's probably a lot of actors that this face would fit on. It might be fun. I don't know. Maybe get an adapter. Oh yeah, we already read that. I need a copy so I can have you guys sign it. Well, yeah, absolutely. The weird thing was, look, I'm just gonna tell you, I didn't think I should sign it. I was like, dude, I'm barely in the movie. I'm a couple of blink and you miss it kind of scenes. Yes, I worked on the movie. Yes, I helped with the movie, all that kind of stuff, but nobody cares about me, right? It's not about me. It's about you and Jay and Melvor. Melvor didn't sign it, but me, Jay, and Billy did. So kind of getting my signature if you got one of the Kickstarter ones. So Jay showed a few minutes in his stream the other night. Yeah, and I probably should try to figure out something. I was gonna do it. I was gonna rip, but then again, I have copies, digital copies of the movie because I had to do the subtitles. Yeah.
You don't touch them? Which means you don't play them, though, right?
That has got to be the stupidest question he has ever heard.
No, I don't play them.
But the problem is that's also an older version. So yes, there are multiple versions of the movie. Yes. Yeah. I've heard the audio mix on the Blu-rays just okay. I mean, no, it's fantastic. It really is. I'm not just saying that because of any other reason, but because I think it's amazing. It's an amazing mix. And when Joe said on the he says this on the Blu-ray. He says, if I could do this full time, I would. I think he would be a fantastic sound mixer. I mean, it's really, really good. And it's fun. It's really fun. So, just saying. So any of those reviews you see out there that say, oh, the audio mix sucks. Yeah, they saw the pirated version, period. Bam. End of story. But while we're doing this, let me see. Hold on. Let's see. BS signed my copy. Okay. Rob on Mel Gibson or Rocky. Hey, Lethal Weapon? Huh? Or, gosh, Predator. There's actually a picture somewhere of me on Rocky. I'm not Rocky, Rambo. And it's really bad. It's funny. But it's just a picture. I was going to send my copy back if it didn't have your signature on it. Well, Cryptic, I mean, that is very nice. And it's nice of you guys to say that, but I'm talking about the regular Game Chasers fan. They don't know who the hell I am. I mean, some of them do, and that's cool. That's awesome. But I don't know if I'm worthy of being a signature on that disc. So, he was basically doing his own mini commentary with some scenes. Who? I went Indiegogo $70 tier. Is mine signed? Absolutely. Absolutely. What's the link for the movie? What service was it? Huh? What does that mean? What do you mean by this, Ricky? You're starting to confuse me, and I'm a little scared. What do you mean? Oh. He was basically doing his own mini commentary. Yeah. And that's the thing. I want to do that too, but on Discord. So eventually, once the movies get out there and everybody's kind of seen it maybe once or twice, I want to be able to do a commentary, a live commentary where I can pause the movie and say, hey, this scene here, if you look, there's this here, and when they come out of that door, we're in a completely different location. And I want to be able to point that stuff out because it's fun. It's cool, interesting stuff. So, where were we able to buy the digital movie? It is. Let me just. Hold on a second. Discord's taking forever to come up. I may actually have it here. No. It is crap. Crappity crap. I'm not logged in as me. Bam. Get out of here, Nitro. I don't give a. Oh. Was it in general? Dude. Where did I put that? Oh no, I put it in general movie. There it is. Copy. Message link. Oh. There you go. That's, in fact, let me just remove that. Yours are better. That's exactly it, Wraith. Thank you. Dope. That's exciting, Rob. Signature in my eyes is a huge bonus. I've been a fan of the guys longer, but I like you more than most of the sidecast. Oh, well, that's very nice. Even though, I mean, I'm clearly just better looking, funnier, smarter than all of the sidecast. I mean, I'm like the man. Okay? That's not true. But no, it's nice of you to say that. It's nice of you to say. I mean, it's, you know, that's exactly it though. Shit scored. I have Nitro and barely Discord. Oh wow, you do. Mod reflexes. Yeah, I mean, I think you guys were probably running things over there on Jay's stream, but I kept it going over on Billy's stream. And then, dude, I was wiped out. After Billy's stream, I was like, screw this, I'm going to bed. So I closed everything. And then Billy said that he woke up to a bunch more from Jay's stream. And then maybe a couple from my Discord. So hopefully, you know, if you guys want it, you can get it. $10 for a digital code. Great. If you don't want it and you just want to wait for the Blu-ray, whatever, man. Dude, whatever. There's options. There's options. But let me do this. I'm going to copy that. And then we're going to come over here. to Nightbot. And then we're going to do a command. So, buy the adventures in Game Chasing movie here. We're just going to make it buy. That's it. So now, exclamation point buy should work now and should pull up that. And that's something that Billy and Jay probably should have done at the beginning. There we go. Bam. So it works. Beer Mugger kept wanting you to stream. I know, dude. I was like, dude, Beer Mugger, I love you, man, but no. No. I'm beat. I've been, because I mean, think about it. I got up that morning. I went over to my in-laws' house for like a pre-Easter kind of get-together. Left there, went over to the studio, started putting Blu-rays together, and did that till like 8 o'clock at night. Came home, ate, and then jumped on Billy's stream. So it was like the whole day was just like constant. Like I was constantly moving, and I was beat by 2:30 in the morning. I did not want to do that. Well, there you go. So if anybody asks, there you go. Exclamation point BUY. But while we're doing this, I want to point this out. A little bit of news. Did you see that Stranger Things is going to have an animated series? It's kind of cool. It's kind of a cool little thing. I mean, I like Stranger Things. And hey, it might work as an animated series. What the hell did I click on? Viewer active? No. Analytics. My streaming? I am. Stream is healthy. Why did it say that? That was weird. Now it says I only have one viewer. But then it says 7 up here. I'm not sure what's going on. But you know what? We're going to end this poll. We are going to end this poll right now. I don't know what's wrong with my little computer thing there. But I'm going to end the poll. Smashberry has won. And look, man. Grapleberry. Buy. Oh, not that kind of buy. But Grapleberry just can't seem to, man, just can't do it. Can't do it. But while I'm doing this, how about you guys? Oh, wait. With voice AI and deepfakes on the rise, how long before you think we'll get the Scouring of the Shire added to Return of the King? That would be an interesting thing, but man, that is a difficult. That seems like that. I mean, you'd have to do a lot. You'd have to do a lot. You know what? I'm probably just gonna next tank. I'm gonna be like, hey guys, no voting today. Guess what? We're vaping Grapleberry, and we're doing it. But no, I don't think that that's gonna be. I just don't think that that's gonna be a thing. It would be interesting to see somebody attempt to do that, but man, there's a lot in that chapter that you'd have to basically do with like super deft editing, and I mean, that would be a lot. Okay. Knuckle. Vote for 3 options, all Grapleberry. I mean, Grapleberry. I mean, to me, I don't know. Okay, so I don't know. That tastes really good. But I've been fooled before. My PayPal is still restricted, so I can't buy the movie. What? What? How do you get restricted on PayPal? I mean, does somebody have to like report you or something for that to happen? I mean, I'm just asking. Yeah, there is no Melvor command because I've never had Melvor on a show. All right. So we're fans on. Okay. All right. I mean, this smells and tastes like holy crap. But while I'm tasting, why don't you guys look at that and see what you think of that? Yeah. Put this in and fill that up. All right. Tank full. Yeah, who is Max? Maxine? Maxwell? Don't know. Apparently I don't do enough business for my account since I only use it at Retropalooza. Oh, that's interesting. It's hard to say. It's hard to say right now, but holy crap, it's hard to say. With fans these days, I know we're going to get those add-ons to Lord of the Rings one day. Question is really, you think we'll get the Scouring or Tom Bombadil first? Well, honestly, see, there we go. Honestly. What I think is that I think there's a better chance that we could get a Lord of the Rings animated just like they're doing with Harry Potter. I would not doubt if whatever this company is going to be called, I think it's Warner Discovery, right? Warner Brothers Discovery. I wouldn't doubt them doing that. A full animated series based on Lord of the Rings. To me, that would be very cool. Because the thing is, when you do it animated, the other thing just can be left alone, and that's, yeah. And people are going to do comparisons. People always do comparisons, right? But I think that that's a great idea. Myself, do that. I can see that happening. Someone being able to do the Scouring of the Shire or Tom Bombadil seems like that would be a lot of work and a lot of money that I don't think many fan editors could handle. You know what I mean? Myron, what's going on? I don't think we've seen you in here before, but welcome. Good to see you. I'm for the merger. Me personally, okay, so here's my first, okay, wait. First, this is freaking banging. Like, this is awesome. So if you vape and you see this, it's freaking awesome. It's like, it's heavy strawberry, but there's a lot of berries mixed in. It's freaking awesome. I mean, really awesome. It is, oh, it is so good. It is really, really good. I'm not going to lie, didn't notice the honestly, right? But see, that's what happens is, I'll say that and Bucho will be like, "Hey man, you said honestly, to be honest." And I'm like, "Dude, come on, man. Just saying words. I love you, Bucho. Send me that juice. A link, I mean. Okay. I'll put a link in the old Discord on the vape. I'm telling you, this is freaking really good. It's really, really good. Never been in here, but watching your reviews on HAL 9000's fan edits inspired me to watch a fan edit of the Phantom Menace. It's great so far. Well, Myron, welcome. You know, JX Editor is a fan editor as well. So, you know, that's the weird thing is like these two things. There's two things that I did that didn't plan on, you know, didn't think it was going to be a thing. And it's been a lot of the ways that people have found me without the Game Chasers. Both of you, Myron, JX Editor, you probably don't even know who the Game Chasers are. Or maybe you do now. I don't know. But a lot of people have found me through Indian films and fan edits. And I think that's awesome. So they're really enjoyable, the fan edit videos. Oh, well, thank you. Well, thank you. I mean, I hope you mean my reviews, but the fan edits are good too. I mean, the fan edits are awesome. You know, they're really fun, but they can also, especially, man, when I did what, 4 or 5 Hobbit reviews, and it's just like, okay, all of these are fine, but it's really subjective and it's hard to pick a best one because it's literally, okay, this person decided to leave this scene in, but this person took it out. And then this person decided to go above and beyond with changing this. And then this person just kind of left it the way it was. So it's really dependent upon what you like. That being said, I think M4 and Maple Films are probably the best Hobbit fan edits. HAL, I decided, you know what? I want to do a special fan edits on Star Wars movies. Star Wars movies that have, I wouldn't say issues, but I would say there's some challenges there, and they might be able to make it better. And I'm telling you, those reviews, I think, man, HAL 9000 is really talented. The problem is, unfortunately, and I'm trying not to be super negative about it, but The Rise of Skywalker has a lot of challenges. Most of it is writing. And the writing, you can't fix that with an edit. I mean, you can try, but man, it's not like you can change Rey Skywalker, you know? Spoiler alert, I guess. But you can't change that. So. Let's see, wait. About to go fire spin, but I'll leave you on this note. What if Grapleberry sucks? Yes. Also, you didn't notice the not gonna lie. Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, of course. Yeah. I mean, did I open this one? No, I didn't. I still haven't opened this one yet. Because it's got these little clicks on the inside, and you can tell if it's been opened or not. I still haven't opened it. I kind of want to taste it just to see. But, yeah. I got to buy a new tank, too, since I got an MTL tank. You do. Blaze. Blaze. See, it's a fire, and it says Blaze. Mike Vapes. Awesome. But thank you. Thank you, Myron. You're going to tackle HAL's original trilogy edits. Well, see, that's the thing. The original trilogy, and this is a weird thing. And when it comes to fan edits, it's difficult for me because I want to pick fan edits for movies where I feel like there are things that could be fixed. I don't know if I necessarily want to watch a movie or a fan edit of movies that I love already. You know, it's like I can't think of there's a few things that I could change in the original trilogy, but I kind of feel like those, I don't know, man. I feel like those you just leave them there. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But then what I also enjoy is when someone takes a movie and completely changes it to make it into something new. And that's difficult. That's rare. But that is what I search for. And there's a guy that I think he emailed me. But what he did is he did a like let me see. Let me see what he said. And I've still got it saved because I kind of want to, it intrigues me. This person, I don't want to say his name just in case, I don't know. I don't want to like just throw his name out there. But anyway, he says, "Hello, I have finished what I started back in 2014 and re-edited the Star Wars movies in the style of Heavy Metal the movie. The action sequences become music videos, and there are some changes for humor and small plot twists or additions that change context. There are so many changes that are hard to list, but here's a trailer." And then he said the movies can be downloaded from here. And I don't think I still haven't responded to this guy. But that sounds like, what the hell? That sounds like, okay, I need to check that out just because it's so interesting. And then I got another guy on Twitter that sent me something, and I actually downloaded them. And he did a mixture of a bunch of different fan edits. And his name is Stromboli Bones. And it's in 5 parts. But it's also, I think it won an award on fanedit.org, like the best fan edit of the year or something like that. So I'm kind of like, okay, that sounds interesting. I'll check these out. But again, I've been kind of busy. But yeah. It was pretty garbage, felt like a video game. Oh, Skywalker, Rise of Skywalker, yeah. I want to say that Trails of the Master fan edit, right? Trials. Yeah, not Trails. Or wait. Oh, it looks like you misspelled it. Because I thought I just read it wrong. Trials of the Master. Yeah, that one looks interesting. I mean, I love that in the trailer there's a shot of Obi-Wan looking over at Luke, and then pans over and he sees Anakin, and then you see him like bring his binoculars down. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I like that. So we'll see if that one turns out. Hal 9000 is the best fan editor of all time. These are my go-to Star Wars movies. There you go. I saw the Rogue One Hal 9000 edit. Yeah, see, I don't feel like, I mean, Rogue One probably could use a little help, in my opinion, because I don't feel like that one is 100%. I feel like that one, it feels jumbled in some cases. So that one might actually be interesting, but man, he did some really interesting work in the sequel trilogy. So, yeah, it's for me that when I see that, I go, maybe, but I don't know. Honestly, I want to see a Return of the Jedi extended cut restoring the scene where Luke builds his lightsaber. Yeah, I mean, I can see why that was probably cut though. Simply, I mean, looking at it from an editor's point of view, right? Like, you've got all of this Star Wars stuff. And at that point, you really want to get to Jabba's palace. You really want to get the story moving. And the problem is that isn't the same sort of entrance. You know, the first time you see Luke he's just in a cave. I mean, yeah, it's cool. He's building a lightsaber, but man, the reveal of him just walking in and with the Gamorrean guards, and then the Rancor scene and all that, and then the first time you see him turn on a lightsaber, it's green. Lose your mind kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And to me, it's hard for me to look at that deleted scene and say that needs to be there, because not having that preserves that surprise. When he turns on that lightsaber, seriously, as a kid, there are very few scenes in movies to me that make me like I mean, this doesn't do it every time, but like when I first saw it, I literally like wanted to jump out of my seat and like applaud. That's one of them. When he does that flip back and then catches that lightsaber and sees it, turns it on, and then looks and ducks and then starts. I mean, come on. That is one of the best scenes. One of the best sequences in movie history, in my opinion. I love the way that it's shot. There's so much energy and movement in that whole sequence. It's great. So good. But there are Star Wars purists who see George Lucas as the second coming of Christ and they hate all of the fan edits. No. I mean, maybe they look at him like that and give him that kind of whatever. But for me, to me, Lucas is the man. And when you even the prequels, you look at those and they have issues, but you know what? Those stories are solid. So it's weird when you look at the problems to me of the prequel trilogy and the sequel trilogy, they're almost mirror images of their issues. To me, the major issue is some of the dialogue, some of the dated technology as of now. The sequel trilogy is acted impeccably. They look insanely good. They're so gorgeous. Those movies, the movies look amazing. But the writing's a problem. And I'm talking about the writing at the deepest levels of the writing, not just the dialogue. You're softer than sand and all that kind of stuff. I know he doesn't say that, but I hate sand. It gets everywhere. All that. And then that scene at the fireplace when Padme's wearing like a dominatrix outfit, it was like, this is bad. It's bad. And yeah, neither one of them are very experienced when it comes to love, sure. But holy crap, some of that dialogue is just bad. It's just bad. It's bad. So there you go. It's weird how they both have issues, but in different areas. And I would rather have problems like dialogue being bad than the meat of the plot being bad. Like, oh, I'm going to hold up a dagger and it's going to match up to something that's been there for 20, however many years. Erosion being a problem. I don't know. Maybe it sinks into the water. Maybe you're telling me it matches up perfectly and she just happened to stand exactly where. I mean, I get the Force has a will and all that stuff, but come on. Anyway. God fan edits are so cool. I literally just got into it last night and now I'm totally absorbed. I love Rogue One. Yeah, it's really fun. It can become something that's kind of like, especially when you see some, you're like, what? Somebody did one of Blade Runner. Somebody did one of this and that. And I mean, there's so many. And when there's some websites that are kind of like, where you actually download them and they'll have all of these different ones. And you're like, holy crap. It's kind of like, to me, it's like walking into a video store, there's so many choices. It's kind of amazing. What Star Wars movie is that? Not Gary. Welcome. The dialogue Lucas wrote. What Star Wars movie is that? Which one are you? I don't know. That was way back, I guess. And Oscar, welcome. By the way, guys, you guys haven't been here yet. I just want to show you. It's coming. And man, I'm telling you, it is really, really fun. There's that again. There's the back. Yeah. They look great. So just saying. Hayden took the fall. Yeah, unfortunately. Well, a lot of them did. I mean, look at Natalie Portman. Fantastic actor, right? Why was she so bad? Because she literally did what George Lucas wanted. And so did Hayden. And you cannot fault them for that. You can't even fault Jake Lloyd, as annoying as you might think that the character of Anakin is in episode 1. He did exactly what Lucas wanted. And people bullied him into like crazy submission. You know what I mean? And it's so sad. Ahmed Best, who played Jar Jar, contemplated suicide. A young actor coming up and he's like, oh my God, I get to be the first digital character in a Star Wars movie? Are you kidding? The first Star Wars movie in 16 years? Are you kidding me? And people come out and you know what happened. It's one of those things where I'm like, there's got to be a point. There's got to be a point where somebody stands up, somebody with a bigger audience than mine, but somebody stands up and goes and is able to really verbalize it in a way that these people that do nothing but just hate on everything. There's criticism, sure, but not just flat out hate, And that's the kind of stuff that I just can't abide. And it's one of the reasons why I love Star Wars Celebration, is because you get to actually see these actors, these writers, these directors interfacing with people that literally love what they do. And it's got to charge their batteries up, man. It's got to be like this. This is why we do it. It's because these people, they might not like every single minute of what we create, but they're here for us and they're here to support us. And that is just, to me, it's a beautiful thing. It's an absolutely beautiful thing. And there's just too much cynicism out there. We get it politically. We get it all over the place. Why do we need it in Star Wars? Why do we need that kind of hatred and that kind of just, and I'm talking about Star Wars, Marvel, DC, all of it. Just let's freaking calm down, Just calm down and just try to enjoy it. If you don't enjoy it, then you go, okay, well, that one just wasn't for me. But there's plenty for everybody. And I don't know. It irritates me when I have to defend my love of Star Wars. And yes, Magnus, the Matrix Recoded fan edit was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. And Oscar, did I say hello? I think I did, but hello again. Oh. Poor Jake, hope he's recovering. I mean, me too, but man, I don't know how you can come back from that. It's got to be tough. And I know that he would get that love at Star Wars Celebration. When you see, I'm telling you, one of the greatest things was last Celebration, I think? When Hayden Christensen showed up to Star Wars Celebration, and he literally looked like he was about to cry. The reception that people gave him is just, man, it just made me feel so good for him, because it's like, look, dude, yeah, some people didn't like your stuff back then, but you know what? A lot of people, and it kind of reminds me, it's weird. It's a weird thing, because it's from a movie I dislike, from The Rise of Skywalker. There's more of us, that line, don't give up because there's more of us. And I think there's more people that just love Star Wars and they're hoping for the best. They're not planning for the worst. They're hoping for the best. And these people, there's so many people out there, man, YouTubers, people in general, fans that they just shit on everything. And it's like, how are you having any fun? Is this fun for you? Or are you just negative that much in your own life that you're just projecting? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. The fandom menace sucks. Yeah. To be honest, I never watched Star Wars for Oscar-worthy acting. It's about the action and story, baby. It's a little space story. That's what I say is great. Yeah, there you go. Hating itself is a form of entertainment for many. Look at the endless troll and bullying videos on YouTube. Hate gives people a false sense of power and control. Right. And it's why I try, like, even in, I know that this is something that most people don't care about, but even in my titles for my videos, I try to ask a question or say something that's like something that sums up what I think. But sometimes it's asking a question, like, is this the worst thing? Is this really the worst thing? Is this the best thing? Is it going, like my Mandalorian one was, is this show going backwards? Because I saw a lot of people saying that. And that's why I was kind of like, my face is like, what? That's what I'm trying to say. Now, that might not come across. Somebody who's looking for a negative review might look at that and say, hey, this person's on the level. On my level. Let's watch it. But then he hears a lot of positivity. I wonder what those people think. I don't know. But not a lot of people watch my videos anyway, and that's fine. Star Wars Celebration 2017 or 2019, Ahmed Best, the crowd went nuts. Oh, I know. And man, I'll tell you this, and I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I cried multiple times this weekend watching Celebration. Especially when Dave Filoni broke down. And we'll get into that. But man, when he broke down, and it was just like, it was so powerful, And I've met the guy, which is so weird to say, but I met him like at, what is it, like season 2 of the Clone Wars, like way back, it must have been like 2006, 2007 that I met him. And he's just such a good guy. And to see him with the absolute, or no, it had to have been after that, 2009, 2010. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter when. But I met him, like I said, second season of Clone Wars. It just means so much to me to see them feeling that love that they're getting at Celebration. But yeah. I didn't like Kenobi as a show, but I love it because it helped Hayden and totally give him the praise and love that he deserved. Dude, I want to talk about that because the Celebration stuff was interesting. And the Patterson cut of Obi-Wan's interesting, man. You should give that one a shot if you can. If you can find it. Yeah. The voice actress for Ada in the RE4 remake just got blasted too. I really didn't like her in the game at all, but I couldn't imagine going after the voice actress. These people are nuts. I just don't understand it. It's because it gives it's the illusion of power. It's the illusion of power. To me, it's like I don't say anything online or on Twitter or anything like that I wouldn't tell you to your face. If I saw Kathleen Kennedy, I would say thank you for everything that you've done. She's had problems. There have been problems. Some of them she's overcome, some of them she hasn't. But I would thank her for her work because she's brought, even though there are things that I think were completely mismanaged, I don't know how much of it's her fault. None of us do. Unless you work at Lucasfilm, you don't know if it was Lucasfilm or the higher ups at Disney that were making some of those decisions. I guarantee you the reason that the sequels were botched in the story realm is because they gave 2015, 2017, 2019. We don't have a story yet. Don't care. Those are the release dates. Go. That's what happened. It starts. Everything that happened with those movies, it starts with the way that Disney put a date on those movies before they even had a story. Now, I'm not blaming Disney for everything that went wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Rise of Skywalker was in response to the fan reaction to Last Jedi, and I guarantee you that Disney was the one that made that decision. I'm almost positive. I don't think Kathleen Kennedy would have done that to Colin Trevorrow. I just don't. But what do I know? I don't know. But it seems like, that doesn't seem like a producer's choice. That seems like a corporate choice. But that's just me. I actually have been looking forward to studying Kenobi fan edits because I desperately want to enjoy it. Yeah, there are so many things in that show that really work. And part of the reason that it doesn't, in my opinion, as a whole work is because of how stretched everything is. You know? I mean, yeah, it started as a movie, 2-hour movie, and then they stretched it out into 6 episodes, which is like 3.5 hours or something like that if you put them all together, but it's too much. It's still too much. There wasn't enough story to warrant that. But The Last of Us Part 2 is a great game that got such unwarranted hate. The game has many problems, but people don't even want a rational discussion about it. It's just pure bigotry. I don't know about bigotry. I think it's literally the, well, I don't want to go into the details. It's what happened to the characters. I get it, but it's not bigotry at all. That one is not, at least in my opinion, is not. But I decided I miss it too much. I'm buying another Steam Deck. Ricky, you're insane. You're insane. Yeah, the Patterson fan edit is really good, but I'm really interested in that Trials of the Master or whatever it is. Break's over. Thanks for streaming, Rob. Bye, chat. Oscar, I know you're already back, but man, thank you. Thank you as always for being here. Which one's Ada? Is she the hot chick? There's nothing wrong with her. Whatever. Look. Wow, it's a movie. I'm looking forward to this. Man, I missed something. I think the Colin script is almost perfect, but man, that Poe and Ray love side plot icks me. Well, that's the thing, though. There are definitely problems with it, but the main plot felt like it continued from The Last Jedi instead of let's just start over again. I don't know. For me, it wasn't just her voice. Her character just felt kind of meh, especially considering how many improvements they made with some of the other characters. That makes sense. But yeah, I didn't think anything was wrong with Ada, but the one who Leon seems to be attached to. The Patterson cut is what I was referring to. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's basically a movie. But let's get into some of this stuff, right? Because we've got a lot to get to. And it's already 8:45. My God. But this is awesome, by the way. This to me is a I don't understand this. HBO, the name HBO, is so synonymous with quality. Why would you take that out of the name? I don't get it. Now, me personally, I know that it's changing to something. And if it's going to be called Max, guess what? I'm going to be subscribed to Max. Cool, fine. But I still think that that's a ridiculous, dumb idea. That's like, hey, from now on, this whole Star Wars thing, yeah, we're changing it. It's not going to be called Star Wars anymore. Oh yeah? What's it going to be called? It's going to just be called Sith. Yeah, but that's only one side of the story. That doesn't matter. It's called Sith. We like it better. We think it has a ring. That's dumb. Max, what kind of name is that? Right? So HBO Max, yeah, and Discovery Plus combined service will be called Max, costing about $16 a month, debuting in May or June. But I'll tell you, I think by far the best streaming service on the planet right now is HBO Max. I love me some Netflix. I love me some Amazon Prime. I love me some Disney Plus. And Paramount Plus is actually pretty damn good too. And Hulu's great. There's a lot of them that are great. But to me, HBO Max is just, man, every month they're putting out great movies. Bangers. course, I'm, a little biased because they put Strange Days on there, January 1st. If you haven't seen Strange Days on HBO Max, what are you even doing? You got to do that. You like Paramount? Yeah, Paramount is really good. Really, really good. There's some great stuff on there too. Well, the next thing is this. First trailer for the Marvels came out today. Brie Larson says new film digs into complexities of Captain Marvel's character. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I really enjoyed this trailer. I thought this was really good. Now, I know a lot of people will say, well, Brie Larson is this, Brie Larson is that. I'll tell you, Ms. Marvel, the show on Disney Plus, I really enjoyed that one. Like really, really, really good. So I'm looking forward to this. This looks like, instead of a sequel to Captain Marvel, it's like a sequel to Ms. Marvel, the show, which is great because I loved it. I loved Ms. Marvel. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. Now I know Brie Larson's another one, man. She said a couple of wrong things and man, people hate her. They hate her. But I've always liked her. I've liked her since freaking Scott Pilgrim. So I never had a problem with her. But hey, what did Brie Larson say? I don't know. It's probably something about like this movie's not for fans or like male fan. I don't know what she said. She was probably saying it in response to a question, and then people took it and just made that the headline, and then millions of incels cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. Yeah, they were mad. They were mad at her. But you know what? It's whatever. And there's a lot of, there were videos that I watched where it was like all the other actors hate Brie Larson, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's not the case, but hey, all I'm saying is I enjoyed Captain Marvel fine. I didn't think it was the best one, but I enjoyed it fine. Ms. Marvel I thought was fantastic, and this movie looks fun. There you go. I just want a Metroid movie directed by the John Wick director. Oh, that would be great. That would be great. I think y'all are my joke about the incels. But sorry. I just look, man, I'm just tired of these people that I'm just so sick of it. And I don't know how to fight it. And the thing is, I don't want to fight it. I'm too old, man. I'm too old and just too positive for that kind of crap to affect me anymore. And I'm just going to start ignoring it because I just can't. I can't deal with it. You got actual criticism to talk about? Great. Let's talk. But if you're going to sit there and just trumpet out what some idiot said on YouTube, you're an idiot. You're an idiot and you need help, like serious help, because you've lost the ability to think critically and you're just trying to play into some imaginary game I don't even know. Anyway, I think she said something about she doesn't care what old crusty white dudes think about the movie, which is true, but it's not a very smart thing to say. Well, you know what? There are a lot of white crusty dudes that need... yeah, they're crusty for a reason because they're, Anyway, I don't want to go into it. Fact is, I don't really need the heat either. I'm just a small little YouTube guy. But the fact is, she's right. Oh, yeah, and you said that too, which is true, just not a very smart thing to say. Yeah, I wouldn't have said that either. Apparently, John Wick 4 director is possibly doing the remake of Highlander, Ghost of Tsushima on Rainbow Six. I'm all about that. And yeah, Murtaugh had it right. The incels will go away, the 90s gospel. But see, that's the thing, though. They're replaced. They change their clothes. And they become politicians. They become anti-vaping people. These people are not just Star Wars haters or whatever you want to call them. These people are everywhere. And there are plenty of people in high positions, some maybe the highest position, that learn from, that are teaching people how to be this. And sure, sometimes what they say is funny. The problem is most people, like 90% of the people, don't have the wit for it to actually be funny. It's just mean. And they think that this meanness gives them some, I don't know. I just, 90s goths aren't lost and forgotten. Well, I'm relevant everywhere I go. They are legion, yeah. Downloading the Patterson cut now. Woohoo! Man, enjoy it. I hope you enjoy it. There's a lot of good in that. A lot of good. I see what they mean. They're foot soldiers. But that's the thing. They're everywhere. And this and it's not just Star Wars. It's some Marvel haters, some DC haters. Some of them, they're all the same people. Some of it. But then there are people that in every walk of life, there are those people that are just, they're just cynical and full of hate, and they don't have anything good to say. There was a point in my life when I realized that I was just being negative most of the time. And it made me really sit back and think, oh my God, I need to rethink this, because I don't really feel that way. But it seemed like I was complaining all the time. And because of the complaining, that complaining is fun sometimes, especially when you make it funny. I didn't enjoy that feeling that I was like, really? Is that what I want to project? I want to project to people that I'm just a complaining asshole? No. You ever heard or watched Robot Head? He's very toxic. I agreed with a lot of what he said about the sequels, but eventually just seemed like he was milking hate. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever watched. Honestly, if I see like videos with thumbnails with, you name the subject, but you know what I'm talking about. If I see those, I block them. I don't want to see it. I don't care if you've got the most absolutely perfect way of stating why this person is not worthy of this or worthy of that or whatever you're talking about. You might be very, very good at what you do, but I can't take it. I can't take that crap. So, time for work round 2. Later, everyone. Not Gary. Have a good one, sir. Good to see you again. But no, I don't know who that person is. I'm a fan edit of Obi-Wan show, Magnus. Oh, it's a fan edit of Obi-Wan. Yes. The Patterson cut. Yeah. Thumbnails with people screaming, crying, Photoshop, clown face. That's not worth my time. Yeah, me neither. Had to finally unsub. Yeah. Look, I love the guy, but I feel like he's chasing a trend instead of saying anything. I mean, look, I haven't watched the videos, so yeah. This stream is great, man. Day has been terrible, but I think I'm going to put my Star Wars Machete order binge on hold and watch this Patterson cut. Man, Myron, that's great to see. That's great to see, and I appreciate that. And we're just chatting. We're just doing the chatting. Yeah. I can't stand that, Magnus. Can't. And it's to that point where I'm like, I can't do it. I have enough to worry about. I've had enough to worry about. That's not something I want to get into. And some people, some people have had like these amazing lives and they have all of this, they have, I'm not saying everybody's like this, but there are people that it seems like the more successful you are, the more you want to complain about shit. And me, it's like, give me the broken people. Give me the people that have been through some shit, because I think a lot of those people understand that, oh my God, there's levels here. There's levels to this. And they understand that things can be really great and sometimes they just don't work out and they're just more sensible about it. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's not what they say, but also how they say it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, let's talk about Celebration. So, look, I'm just going to be honest with you. Pretty much everything I have to say for the rest of the stream is going to be Star Wars related. And so if you don't, for whatever reason, if you are not into Star Wars, you don't like Star Wars, it's Star Wars time. Star Wars Celebration. And again, I want to point out that to me, Celebration is not just important for us as fans. We get to reignite some of our love for what, for Star Wars, right? But it's also great that the actors, the writers, the cast, the crew, everybody that's involved in making Star Wars stuff, they get to see that love from the fans, and it is great to see that. And it makes me really, really want to go to a Celebration at some point. I really want to go. And again, I don't think it's just blind love, but it's a thing where we're hoping for the best, because there are things here that are questionable. I'm not going to lie. So I was hoping we could make it till 2030 before we got another Star Wars film. Doesn't look like that's a thing. I think there's going to be a little sooner than that. It's Celebration yearly. I think it's like semi-yearly. It depends on what's going on. But I think the next one is in Japan, 2024, which is going to be really interesting. But yeah. First up, the first thing that happened is the announcement that there are new movies on the way. So what you've got Kathleen Kennedy. On the left, you've got James Mangold. You've got Dave Filoni. And you've got, what's her name? Charmin Obaid-Chinoy. Okay? So the first movie that supposedly is going to be coming out is going to be this movie that Charmin Obaid-Chinoy is doing. And yeah, it's a continuation of Rey's story. Now, we don't know if this is going to be a new trilogy. This says Daisy Ridley is reprising her role as Rey for a new trilogy of movies, but I haven't seen anything official say this. I've seen people say that, but I don't think so. I think there are 3 movies in the works. I don't know if this is a new trilogy or not. Now, you better believe that if it's successful, yeah, it'll be a trilogy. But right now, it's just a continuation. This is what it says. The new Jedi Order era film will be set 15 years after Episode 9 and will feature Daisy Ridley returning as Rey to build a new Jedi Order, directed by Charmin Obaid-Chinoy and written by Stephen Knight. Now, we talked about Stephen Knight. He did the movie Serenity. He did Dirty Pretty Things. He did Eastern Promises, which is a fantastic film, and Peaky Blinders, which is a great show. So, yeah. Falcro, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. Yeah, I'm really curious on this too. Now look, I'll be perfectly honest with you. And this is a situation where I need to be perfectly honest. Okay, Bucho? I need to be honest. Because if I'm not honest, then why are you here? But the truth is, I don't know if this is going to be a good film. But I have hope. And you know what? Rebellions are built on hope. But no, seriously, the truth is, I don't think that Daisy Ridley was the problem with the sequel trilogy. I don't think that the character of Rey was the problem with the sequel trilogy. I don't think the writing was up to snuff. They've had many attempts to try to get that right. And I feel like they finally started to, I feel good about Star Wars. You know, I feel like we're moving in a good direction. This scares me though, because a lot of people don't like Rey. Oh, she never trained. Oh, she's never failed. And oh, she's blah, blah. Okay. The truth is, this is a new writer, new director, and a new take. 15 years down the road. This could be crap. It could. but I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. And I'm hoping for the best. Is it going to be the best? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm hoping for the best. So, that's that. It was and always is the writing. Yes. Star Wars is I'm for more Star Wars stuff, but for me Star Wars is greater than MCU, but hey, to each their own. And hey, there you go. I am too. I'm May the 5th is right around the corner. They might make the announcement that day. Who knows? May the 4th, you mean. May the 4th be with you. And then Revenge of the 5th. Anyway, I just feel like, man, it's upsetting because they could have just done this with Luke, you know? Daisy is great. It's just kind of like, damn. No, I totally can see that. But I feel like it's kind of like we have Attack of the Clones and we have Revenge of the Sith. We didn't get the Clone Wars as a movie. We ended up with an animated series. Now, some people are like, oh, animated series. But it's one of the greatest animated series I've ever seen. I mean, it's so good that this guy, Star Wars fanatic, love Star Wars. I watched it 3 times. Now that that doesn't mean that it's this bastion of quality, but I loved it. I have the feeling that I see what you tried to do there, Cryptic. Clones. So me and this guy, we did a podcast together called Send in the Clones. And yeah, we did a podcast and we did an episode by episode review and breakdown all the way to the end of the series. It's pretty awesome. So if you want, there's the link. But thank you, Cryptic. Even you got close. I probably should put podcast in there too. Or as an alias. You know what? I should do that. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Edit. Alias. Podcast. Submit. Now it should work. Let me see. Let me see if it works. Let's just see. Let's just see if Nightbot does its thing. It takes it a second. The alias you sent. Okay, we'll just do clones then. Apparently I have to work on that. The OG animated Clone Wars was amazing. I haven't watched much of the CGI Clone Wars. Yeah, I'll tell you, it took me a while to get used to it. But once I got used to it, because it's almost like, especially if you loved that 2003 Clone Wars, you're kind of like, man, this isn't as good as that was. But yeah, defeated by Nightbot. Yeah. Thank you, Nightbot, for screwing everything up. Nightbot sits over there in the corner, by the way. I don't know if you know that. Anyway, yeah, it's good, man. It's really good, and especially if you do a Google search or use your search engine of choice and search for Clone Wars. What is it? Chronological order. Clone Wars chronological order. Because they aired the episodes out of order for some reason. If you watch it in chronological order, it hits hard. Harder, I'll just say. It's good, though. They should honestly do a remaster of the Clone Wars movie. Less sexualized Ahsoka and newer animation would be great. Myron, you're not wrong. It's kind of weird that she's wearing that as such a young person. But, I mean, yeah. It's just too much time to put into a cartoon for me. If it was a 10-hour miniseries, I would give it a shot. Magnus, I totally get that. But it's awesome. Grievous was terrifying in the 2003 Clone Wars. Did him justice. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good. But yeah, moving on to this, watch it, damn you. George, there's no underwear in space. Yeah. Yeah. It is really good, though. But yeah, the guy second again, James Mangold, who he did probably most people's one of their favorite comic book movies ever with Logan. He also directed one of my favorite movies of the last few years, Ford v Ferrari. Great. I mean, seriously great. And yeah, he is doing Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. So he's already directed that, but he's going to direct a film called Dawn of the Jedi. It's written and directed by him, and this is what he says. It takes place 25,000 years before Episode 4, and it's about the discovery of the Force. But it's not just the previous Star Wars movies that influenced Mangold, but also biblical epics of the 1950s. I told Kathy Kennedy, I wanted to make a kind of Bible movie, a kind of 10 Commandments of Star Wars, kind of a Cecil B. DeMille film about the arrival of the Force, and that's what I've been pecking away at between press events. That's the idea. It's a movie that both connects to the worlds we know, but is also far enough away from it that I think there's a ton of opportunities to tell a story freely, also, and not be so incredibly tied in by the knots and different story strands that are already in place. Haven't we been saying that? We've been saying that for a long time. Get far away from the Skywalkers, right? The truth is, now this is interesting. Has nothing to do with Star Wars. But it's interesting. He's working on a comic book movie, but not for the company you'd think. The truth is, I'm writing both right now, Mangold said about pulling double duty on Star Wars and Swamp Thing. And who knows what's going to happen and what's going to blossom first or second. So there's your thing. I'm doing Swamp Thing. There's your scoop. It's not a rumor. It's happening. I put it online. So I didn't realize that James Mangold is basically trying to figure out what he's going to do for Swamp Thing and what he's going to do for Star Wars. And who knows which one's going to be first. Holy crap. Do I need to use a torrent application to watch HAL 9000's prequel trilogy without his narration? No, Myron. No. Really quick, I just want to help out Myron, so let's just give it a second. So, Myron, this is what you do. It doesn't matter what... there's a hair that is just right in my eye, and it's too short to be pulled back. Myron, this is what you do. Bring up go download VLC if you haven't already. In VLC, you can change the audio track that you listen to. Some of his movies have multiple commentaries. So yeah, do that. So on mine, since I use a Mac, under audio, the audio selection up there, I click audio I don't know, it's one of the sub menus, but there's video and audio settings, and then under audio you can change the track. I hope that helps. So anyway, the whole cool thing here is that, again, they're doing exactly VLC, a VLC player, Video Land Corp or something like that, but it's VLC. Yes. So, if you just type those in to your search engine, you'll see it. VLC Media Player, videoland.org. And the great thing about VLC is it'll play just about anything you throw at it. If it's a video file, it'll play it. If it's an audio file, it'll play it. If it doesn't, that means it's a super, I don't know. It's just the best. Free, open source, portable, cross-platform media player. It doesn't matter what you're on. Windows, Linux, Mac OS, Android, iPhone. VLC works for everything. So it's just, there you go. That's the thing. That's the thing. So yeah, anyway, sorry, back to this. So yeah, James Mangold making this movie sounds amazing. Now, Dave Filoni, of course, my face at Pot Player it is even better. Well, I will say this. There are a lot of media players out there, and some of them will play just about anything you throw at it. But VLC is the like one of the OGs. And we're talking 20 years ago OGs. You know what I'm saying? It's just the one, oh, yeah, 22 years ago. It came out February 1st, 2001. I've been using it all this time. A lot of times, if the built-in Mac stuff won't play it, VLC will play it. So it's just my one of choice. And a lot of the ones that came out afterward, yeah, I mean, sure, there's probably some that may be a little bit better, but for me, it's the best one. It's the OG, and still being supported to this day. Anyway, I love Dave Filoni. Okay, that guy. And it's not just because I met him, but it's because I really believe that he's the heir apparent. He's the heir to the empire, the rebellion. He's the heir to all of it. George Lucas handpicked him and taught him. And there are things that over this whole weekend, there are things that he said, I use VLC, have since the Winamp days. Exactly. Yeah, VLC is good stuff. Anyone Revisited was giving me trouble. Yeah, definitely change those audio tracks. But he's, of everybody I've heard, when he starts talking about Star Wars, one of the best, I didn't finish that sentence. When he starts talking about Star Wars, everybody listens. In the making of The Mandalorian, he goes off on a tangent. And he's talking about Star Wars, and he's talking about Episode 1. He's talking about Qui-Gon, the Duel of the Fates, the fight with Darth Maul, all that stuff. He starts talking about it, and everybody just stops and starts listening to him. All the directors, Kathy Kennedy, everybody stops and listens to Dave. Because he starts just rattling off all this stuff and said things in ways that made me go, wow, I never really thought about it that way. I never really thought about that fight really being, and again, Duel of the Fates, it's in the freaking title, but it's still one of those things that hearing him explain that made me realize that as deep as I think Star Wars can be sometimes, I don't go deep enough. I don't go deep enough into the meaning behind it. So anyway, I love the fact that Dave Filoni thinks that way. And Star Wars is better for having him in it. Clone Wars was amazing. Rebels was amazing. The Bad Batch, which we'll talk about here here later, is great. And The Mandalorian has had a lot of touches. Some of them a little on the cheesy side. I mean, let's be honest. And here's the thing. His episodes that he's directed for The Mandalorian have not been the absolute best. But he's learning. And the one thing that I love about Dave Filoni is that he's willing to learn. And it's funny that Dave was talking about how the way that George Lucas trained him to do animation, the way that he wanted animation to be done. Because Lucas was very hands-on with Clone Wars. But he realized when he got on set with The Mandalorian that a lot of the things that George Lucas was telling him and teaching him when it came to animation applied to real life, applied to live action filmmaking. And so I think we're in for a treat. Now, he's going to get better and better and better. And I think Dave Filoni will go down as a great director down the road. He's not there yet, but he's still learning and he's still improving. And I love that about him. And he's humble enough to say that. So I'm excited. But that also means that this is down the road. The Mandalorian, the Mandoverse, whatever you want to call it, will be wrapped up. And the wrap up will be theatrical. And it will be a movie that Dave Filoni directs. That's the announcement. That's the big movie announcement. So, there you go. Then, let's see. You think Spielberg or Cameron would make a great Star Wars film? Absolutely. But would it be? I honestly think that Spielberg or Cameron would make a film like what Rian Johnson did. And I don't think that's what people want. I mean, me personally, Last Jedi, issues with it, sure. But for the most part, it was a lot I liked there. I think Spielberg or Cameron would definitely make a great film, but I think they're way too old. And I'm not saying old because they don't have it anymore. Nothing like that. What I'm saying is they're not impressionable enough. What Star Wars needs is someone that has, it really is all about, and Kathleen Kennedy said this, it's really all about what have you got? What story do you want to tell? What do you have to say? Because Star Wars can be molded to be a reflection of our society, right? To me, Andor it's a revolutionary. It's a revolution story. That's what that is. And yeah, there are a lot of things that are very Star Wars-esque. But again, you take the Star Wars out of it and you have a really compelling story. And that's the thing that people have been missing when it comes to Star Wars. It's like, oh, wouldn't it be cool if the TIE Fighter did this? Yeah, but you can't write a story about that. Obi-Wan. Wouldn't it be cool if Obi-Wan and Darth Vader fought again? Yes. But you got to tell a story around that. And to me, Obi-Wan is as a series, the reason that I don't think it felt right for me is because it was a series of moments that someone said that would be cool if that happened. Instead of a story being told that was adapted into Star Wars. And that's when Tony Gilroy, I've very famously said this, and some of the people that we were talking about, they were complaining about this, is when Tony Gilroy, the showrunner, director, right? The showrunner of Andor, said that, honestly, I'm not that big of a fan of Star Wars. I'm here to tell a story. I would rather have that guy do the rest of Star Wars. I mean, he will never do that. But I would rather someone who's got something to say, who's got talent, that isn't just a Star Wars nerd. Because I'll tell you right now, Andor, a lot of people say this about Solo. They said, well, nobody asked for that. I didn't ask for Andor. I think Rogue One is kind of in parts very weak. I like Rogue One, but it's not my favorite movie, not even close. It's down on the list for me. Doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that it's down on the list for me. I don't think the characters resonated with me at all. And so Andor was something that was like, dude, there's no way. There's no way this show's going to be that good. I didn't ask for it, and guess what? I was given something I didn't ask for, and it was amazing. I didn't ask for this Rey movie. I didn't think they would ever touch Rey again. It could be awesome. All I know is Andor surprised the absolute crap out of me. And I'm still like, I'm shocked that it got made the way that it was. And I'm really, really excited to see what they're going to do with season 2. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But anyway. Yes. So basically, this is a very long way of saying, yes, Spielberg or Cameron could do it, but I don't think they have anything to say in the Star Wars universe. And I don't know if they have the passion to take whatever idea they have and apply it to Star Wars in a way that makes sense. I just don't know. But they never will, so Spielberg had his chance. Phantom Menace was supposed to be directed by Spielberg. And he backed out, and he was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And so Lucas was like, well, crap, I got to do it then. Anyway, I don't know how I feel about Grogu still being with Mando. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's literally Grogu's a cash cow. We can't have him be away from Mandalorian. So when the Mandalorian season 3 starts, he's got to be back with Mando. That's the way it is. And it's literally, that's why I feel like Mandalorian, I have been looking at it as like great, absolute top tier Star Wars, when really it's like a side story. It's like a graphic novel of a series that you like, where it's kind of a one-off and it's just kind of its own thing, and you kind of lessen your expectations a little bit because of it. It shouldn't be looked at. It's surface level Star Wars, and that's fine. I love it. I really enjoy it, but it's surface level Star Wars. It's not Andor, not anywhere close. And Andor kind of ruined me for that. But the problem with The Last Jedi was that it was the middle of a very important trilogy, and Ryan took away too many creative liberties by killing lots of important characters, probably not realizing how important the trilogy is. I think The Last Jedi wouldn't have been bad on its own. Ooh. Yeah, yeah, you're I have strong opinions on The Last Jedi. Like, I really like a lot of it. In fact, the fact that they killed off Snoke, to me, was genius. And I don't want to get way into this because a lot of these people have heard this many times. But basically, it was headed down the same path as the original trilogy did, and I wanted them to do something different. Them killing off Snoke in the way that they did, and the apprentice, Kylo Ren, getting, being made the supreme leader, basically becoming what Darth Vader never could, being the top dog in the galaxy, was fascinating to me, and I couldn't wait to see what was going to happen next. And what did they do? They immediately took it away from him at the beginning of the next movie with the Emperor. So there's a lot of things that I liked about The Last Jedi. Of course, Canto Bight is a problem. It's poorly edited. There are definitely issues there. I don't mind what's being said. I just don't like the execution. And you can tell that a lot of Ryan's energy was put into the Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke storyline rather than the others. I had no problem with what's her face? Laura Dern character. I thought it was absolutely important that the chain of command stays there. And if you think for 1 second that as someone, you think in the military that you could go up to your general and talk to them that way and expect answers, no, get the hell out of my way and stay in your freaking lane. It wouldn't happen in real life. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that there was a miscommunication and that he saw it from only one side, and that she saw it from the side that she had to. She's the general. And another thing, there's a lot of things. There's a lot of problems. A simple thing of someone having a conversation that said, you know what? There's a chance that there's a signal being transmitted from this ship that is giving away our location in light speed, that we think that there might be a spy on board, which would give it even more credence that a general wouldn't tell a captain or a commander or whatever you want to call Poe at that point, why she wouldn't divulge that information to him of what the plan was. So there was a lot of problems there, but I still, for the most part, I loved what they did with The Last Jedi and was wanting to see the continuation of that story, not a complete walk back and blah, 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 blah. I know David Fincher would make a great Star Wars, but would not be too family friendly in regards to tone. Yeah, but see, David Fincher, that's the thing. It's really like, once you get to a certain level as a director, what would you rather do? Play in someone else's sandbox or create your own sandbox and play in that? It's just like Christopher Nolan would probably make a fantastic Star Wars movie, but he never will, because he's got to color in someone else's lines instead of drawing the line art himself and then coloring it in. You know what I'm saying? So once you get to a certain point, you just don't have that urge to prove yourself. So yeah, all of those directors would be amazing, and Solo, Yes, and that's the thing. I think Solo, to me, personally, is a more fulfilling movie, plot-wise, on the whole, than Rogue One is. I think Rogue One there's a combination of problems there, but I like Solo better. That's just me. And Christian, welcome. And saw you the other night in the chat over Game Chasers. I appreciate that. Probably already discussed, but this Mando season has been meh. I mean, it's had its ups and downs, but I am also one of those that the last episode, because I adjusted my expectations, because now it's just a side story. It's a graphic novel. It's surface level Star Wars. It's not meant to be top tier Star Wars. I actually enjoyed the last episode. And here's the thing that I said in one of the comments. If you had a problem with any of those cameos, which really they weren't cameos, they were actually character actors. They're bit parts for any actor to just come in and do. You know, you don't need it's not a recurring character. It's basically a guest star character. If any of those you have problems with, seriously think back to the episode and think, would I feel differently about the episode if any of them were not in it? Because honestly, I don't think any of them did a bad job. So if you have a problem with that episode, then yeah, you might be like, I don't want a CSI episode in the middle of The Mandalorian. I enjoyed it. And I also think, again, technically, best episode of the season. Technically. Look at those fight scenes. They look like they were actually running, not running from one side of the volume to the other, you know, and kind of like stopping themselves. You know what I mean? They were actually running, and there was actual, like, there was movement, there was energy in the direction that we didn't have all season to me. So I on that level, I really enjoyed it. But I get what you're saying. You know, yeah, it's been misguided and not focused. Really sucks when money trumps creative decisions like that. Absolutely. Mando season 3 has been disappointing for me. Holdo, yes. I didn't mind Holdo. Like I said, in a real military situation, I don't think anybody would be able to walk up to a general and talk to her like that. I don't care. Purple hair or not. It's freaking Laura Dern, man. I love Laura Dern. So I've seriously had a bit of a crush, I guess, on Laura Dern. You know, one of those celebrity crushes ever since Jurassic Park. So 93. So yeah, seeing her, I was like, I like Laura Dern. So that's probably helped. Oh, and there's also this book called Leia, Princess of Alderaan, that was one of the, you know, canon, the new canon, and it explains it's Leia as a young lady, and an adventure that she goes on, but she meets Holdo there, and so I already knew that there was a thing, and I knew that Holdo was important, and I knew that I could trust Holdo. For those that didn't read that, they might not know that Holdo was actually like awesome and like really fun, and I liked her. So Star Wars Clone Troopers, you use a real shotgun. It's the only time I can recall in Star Wars where people use projectile guns. Well, I mean, you have to, right? Different shields, different armor. Imagine a Star Wars action scene done by the John Wick director. As I said, if there's not a video game based on that, I mean, not just that scene, but you know what I mean, where you could do a video game based on that visual style of the over the head. Oh my god, let me play that. That's crazy. I didn't realize she was the Jurassic Park chick. That's her. Laura Dern, baby. Laura Dern. All right. So we talked about Dave Filoni. This, I want to point this out because there's some interesting information in this article. Okay. This is what it says about, so there's there's other projects out there, and I do want to talk about them real quick. So I know Kathleen Kennedy, but this is what she says. Ryan Johnson and I talk all the time. He is unbelievably busy, so we're not actively involved in anything at the moment because he's doing another one of the Glass Onion movies and then God knows what else. But he really wants to step back into the space. It's a big commitment of time, so that's really on him. Basically meaning his trilogy is pretty much, it's probably not going to happen. Which is sad, because to me, again, of those 3 movies, the movie that tried to actually do something interesting was the one that everybody seemed to hate, which is not everybody. A lot of people like that movie, but the one that was the most divisive. I don't even know if that's true, because I think Rise of Skywalker just pissed off everybody, like a lot of people. I mean, if you like Rise of Skywalker, cool, but man, that movie's got some problems. It's got, lots of problems. But anyway, and I totally get what Myron was saying too about the idea of Rey doing what we should have seen Luke do, but at the same time, I understand why they didn't do that. I understand why they didn't, because I mean that's not the story. And even George Lucas said to Mark Hamill way back when, yeah, we'll come back and do more, and you'll basically play the Obi-Wan character. He told him that like years and years and years ago. So anyway, no, it's fine, Myron. I was just saying that whole Rey basically getting to do what we should have seen Luke do. But again, 7, 8, and 9, Lucas had always planned for Luke being the Obi-Wan character. And he even told him that, yeah, if things go well, we'll come back years later and you'll basically play kind of an Obi-Wan. But I get it. I miss Luke already. Man, I know it's controversial, but I still think what Luke did was the most Jedi thing that we've ever seen. And I loved it. I love that whole sequence. Man, when he stands there with the sun behind those kind of AT-ATs or whatever, man, I love it. Dude. Yeah. It's probably one of my favorite sequences in Star Wars. So just love it. But hey, it's just my opinion. But I mean, yeah. What scene are you referring to? The whole idea of it. That he's projecting himself there. That it's being a Jedi like 100%. You know what I mean? It's what Yoda was teaching him on Dagobah back in Empire. It's for knowledge and defense, never for attack. And so when I hear people say, oh, that's not the Luke, I thought you meant thinking about killing Ben. Well, we talked about that on our Discord chat on Saturday. Never really thought about killing Ben. It was a snap judgment. It was him seeing the death of his, of some of his family, the death of millions, billions of people, and Kylo Ren being directly responsible for it. Any Jedi would react to that. And the fact that we didn't get to see it, it's irritating to me. That's another one of those opportunities where if somebody could edit some of that stuff in from The Force Awakens, that this is what Luke is seeing and this is what he's reacting to when he grabs his lightsaber and turns it on, that makes sense. But anyway, back to this. So basically, Rian Johnson, the trilogy is probably not in the works. You saw something similar to that? That'd be cool. So if Rey is the protagonist, I wonder who the big bad will be. Another Sith or something different. I mean, who knows, dude? That's the thing. It's like, who knows? See, that's one of those things where I've gotten to that point where as soon as I hear about it, I just go, okay, well, I just won't think about it. because there's no point, because anything I come up with is going to be different than what actually happens. And how many times have I said it? It's unfair to judge a movie based on what it can never be. It's unfair. It's completely unfair. But we're all guilty of it, you know? We see a trailer for something, we go, oh, well, this is probably going to happen, and this is probably going to happen, and then, okay, cool, I'm in. And then you watch it, and you go, that's not what happened. And then you get mad, you get irritated. But you really have no one to be irritated except yourself. Because that's not, you're judging it on something it can never be. And dude, the Palpatine thing is one of the biggest missteps of Disney Star Wars. Palpatine coming back. Look, I love Ian McDiarmid. I love the how evil Palpatine is, but you just destroyed so much by doing that. You think The Last Jedi did damage to Star Wars? I say you bringing back Palpatine was 10 times worse. 100 times worse. Because you realized, I don't know, it's ugh, terrible. Anyway, so Rian Johnson trilogy, probably not going to happen. She also says, Taika is still working away, she said. He's writing the script himself. He doesn't really want to bring others into that process, and I don't blame him. He has a very, very unique voice. So we want to protect that, and that's what he's doing. But we're going to make that one day. One day? What does that mean? To me, that sounds like it may not happen. So that's a weird thing. The Taika Waititi movie. So Taika Waititi was supposed to make a Star Wars movie, right? What the hell? It's possible Lord of the Rings exceeded my high expectations. I mean, yeah. I bet they'll drop his movie. I mean, who knows, man? That's the thing. It's a weird thing. Because I mean, this whole show is basically based off of its DNA is talking about movies in the works and things like that. And oh, this is what's coming, and oh, let's get excited. But we don't really know about these things until they're on set shooting. Anything can change. Directors, cast, anything can change. And that's one of the crazy things about this is that, I mean, I thought for sure Taika Waititi, man, yeah, he was freaking hot. Then Thor: Love and Thunder comes out and everybody kind of cools off on him a little bit. Not thinking that, oh yeah, he did Jojo Rabbit. He did that Thor Ragnarok that everybody loved. I loved it. Yeah, I don't think about these movies till they're in the can. Yeah, that's even further. That's when they're done filming. That's tough. But I can't help it. I love this stuff. And then here's another one. Someone asked her about Obi-Wan season 2. And she says, that is not in active development. But I never say never, because there's always the possibility. That show was so well received, and Deborah Chow, director, did such a spectacular job. Ewan McGregor really wants to do another. Everybody's all hands on deck with what we're doing right now, as you can see by what we showed everybody at the celebration. We'll turn our attention to that again, maybe down the road. So basically, Rian Johnson's trilogy's dead for now. Taika Waititi's maybe dead, but it's not even close to being finished. And there may not be an Obi-Wan season 2. So there's that. Let's see. What else do I have here? Okay. So next up, I just want to point out that we got this. And my stupid fat head's in the way. But did you see this trailer? Because this trailer looks fun, man. This trailer looks a lot of fun. I'm excited. I'm excited to see it. And again, I freaking love, I freaking love James Mangold. I don't remember seeing a movie that I didn't like of his, so I'm excited about it. Catch you later. Gotta head out. Carbonite. Have a good one, sir. And welcome the Beer Chasers. Good to see you. See, the thing about season 2s to these shows that it's hard to have a season 2 because most of them should be movies. I mean, not wrong. Not wrong at all. But anyway, yeah, this looks good. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, right? I think that's really what it's all about. It's all about we're hoping for the best here. But they also had a little bit of the Acolyte. Now they didn't show anything to us through the, you had to be there to see the stuff. But everything I heard sounds really, really interesting. But again, we'll see when we get there. This is High Republic type stuff. So one of the cooler things is that there's going to be multiple Jedi. Of course, this is High Republic, right? And one of them is a Wookiee, played by the same guy, Jonas. I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who played Chewbacca. So it's kind of cool. The guy that took over for Peter Mayhew gets to play Chewbacca, and now he gets to play a different Wookiee that can actually wield a lightsaber. Kind of cool. So, yeah. You ask, Myron, were the High Republic books good? I don't know. I really want to read them, but I've got a book list like you wouldn't believe. And yeah, I've got a lot on my list, on my reading list. My reading list is probably 50 books long. Jookie or Wedai? Definitely a Wookiee Jedi. But yeah, and what is Gunji? There's already been some Wookiee Jedis, including one in the High Republic. So that right there. So that's Gunji from the Clone Wars. Awesome, by the way. And I know you look at that and you go, that's way too cute. But you know what? Adorable. But cool too. You know what I mean? But this is from the High Republic. I haven't read any of the High Republic, so I don't know. But we also got a little bit of news on Skeleton Crew. Basically, it's coming out next year. It's pretty much all we know. But everybody that was there said, yeah, it looks good. But then, yeah, we got the Ahsoka trailer, and this trailer looked awesome. If you're a fan of Rebels, oh my God. I could watch all the sequels and be okay if they changed Kylo's crossguard hilt design. The crossguards are fine, just move them up. You'd still hit it? Well, I mean, Rosario's a good-looking woman. But Sabine looks awesome. Hera looks awesome. And then we've got Ray Stevenson as this Jedi guy. Awesome. And then we get the news that everybody's been waiting for when it comes to Thrawn. We get the news that Mads Mikkelsen's brother, by the way. So, what's his name? Galen Erso. His brother is going to be playing Thrawn in Ahsoka. Awesome. Awesome. And you said Akbar's son? I mean, I don't know. But it's another Mon Calamari, right? But Twi'leks are awesome. Is that how you spell it? Yeah. And Hera, I mean, look, yeah, Hera's awesome. I'm just going to say that. But this is great news because his voice is, imagine Thrawn is the main antagonist of the sequels. I mean, it would be cool. It would be cool. But you have to understand too is that there's a lot of things that happened behind the scenes. So Lucas was already kind of working on the sequels, the sequel trilogy, and then sold it to Disney. And then they took his ideas and kind of changed some things. That would have taken them going to Legends. And I'm going to say, Myron, I'm going to say something. I hope that, I mean, you haven't been watching me very long, right? But I hope that, we can still be friends after what I'm about to say. I can't stand the Thrawn novels. Don't like them. Even as a kid, when those first came out, because I was when did those come out? 89, 90, 91? I want to say I was like 13 or 14 when those books started coming out. Man, they read like fan fiction to me. I just couldn't get into them. I read them all. And I read Dark Empire and Dark Empire 2, which also I didn't like. They all read like fan fiction. You didn't read them either? Okay. I just couldn't. I don't like them. There's too much really goofy crap in it, and I just don't care for it myself. But what about Light Empire? I didn't read that one. That one's the goofy side, and it's just not. Anyway, I'm excited about what they've done. What they've done with Thrawn in the canon, I really enjoy. Sorry for the atrocious grammar. He's just cool in Rebels. Oh, absolutely. And I'm hoping that all of that translates. It translates, So anyway, Ahsoka trailer was amazing. If you saw that, it's great. Andor season 2, there is on the Star Wars YouTube channel. They have each day, right? And you can watch the entire live stream of the day. But the Andor panel, which I think took place on Saturday, or maybe I can't remember what day it was. It all kind of is running together for me, but it was awesome. It was so freaking good. I loved hearing all of the behind the scenes stuff and everybody talking about, the amount of work that was done with this and that. Oh, God, loved it. And the thing about that, that the confirmation that season 2, the final season, right? So there's only going to be 2 seasons of Andor. That will be coming in August of 2024. So, too windy, too fire spin, unfortunately. So I'm back. Oh, well, Jack's editor, welcome back. But yeah, if you're into, man, I don't know. I'm such a Star Wars mark that I seriously watched all the replays, I watched all of it. I watched all of Celebration that I could. There's some stuff that I skipped, but for the most part, man, I watched so much of it, and I thought that Andor, it was basically a look back at Andor season 1, and it was fantastic. Andy Serkis was there. It was great. He was there kind of more for this villains panel, which was kind of, gotta be honest, was a little cheesy, but it's Andy Serkis, all the interviews and stuff were great. The Jedi Survivor trailer, the final trailer, looks amazing. Little disappointed that some of the other games that are in the works didn't get any mention. But I'm really excited for Jedi Survivor. It's only a couple of weeks away. Very, very excited for that. Don't know if I'm going to stream that. I might just play that one offline. I don't know. Just depends on what's going on because here's the other thing, and this is something kind of separate. There's some conventions coming up, and I don't know when I'm going and all that kind of stuff. So we'll figure all that out though, for sure. But yeah, Jedi Survivor was great. There was a Clone Wars 15th anniversary special, kind of like all of them kind of getting together and kind of talking about what happened with Clone Wars. I mean, if you're a fan of Clone Wars, I kind of feel like it's a must. Matt Lanter was there, who played Anakin. James Arnold Taylor. Is that his name? That seems right. Who played Obi-Wan. D. Bradley Baker, of course, who played Rex and all the clones. And, of course, Ashley Eckstein as Ahsoka. It was insane. And Dave Filoni is... I mean, I just love... I love it. I love listening to him talk. And there's actually I talked earlier about... Matt Lanter, fantastic. And I guarantee you that a lot of people that look at Hayden's performance... I mean, this could be a good thing or a bad thing, but people are sort of attributing a lot of what Matt Lanter did that helps people appreciate what Hayden did. So, but I mean, look, I love both of those guys. I think they're awesome. And I love seeing the appreciation, you know what I mean? When people scream for them and all that. I love that. It's one of my favorite things about Celebration is seeing the people take in the love and the, again, a lot of people, the cynics, would say, oh, well, those people are just there because they're on TV or they're blah, 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 blah. No, there are a lot of people there that are there because they love Star Wars and they love all of it. They just love all of it. And that's great. So, and yeah, Hayden is great. He's been great in a lot of things, but unfortunately, a lot of people hadn't seen those. But there's a and it's been on a lot of different YouTube channels. It's Life is a House, great. Yeah, he was great in that. Yeah. But there was an interview where Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni were sitting there talking, and Dave Filoni actually breaks down a little bit and is talking about how much he appreciates the love that people have for Star Wars because it's what gave him, it's what's put him in this position that he's in right now, and he's so appreciative of it, and you can tell, you can feel it, you can smell it. That sounds weird, but you know what I mean? It's like you can, it's very tangible that he's being honest about how he's feeling, and I'm rooting for the guy, and I hope that he does well, and I hope that I hope people give him a chance. But yeah, it was really, really cool to see that. And then one of the things that Dave casually dropped in the Clone Wars 15th anniversary special was that we're getting a season 2 of Tales of the Jedi. Now, I don't know if you saw Tales of the Jedi. There are these little shorts that are kind of Clone Wars related. They're pretty damn good. Now, they're not very meaty. You know, there's not like a whole lot of meat on the bones, but they were fun. But he said, this is the thing that just, it kind of makes you go, man, Dave Filoni's he's a good, okay? Like little chocolate bites. Yeah. But he said, the thing about Tales of the Jedi is that I realized that I could write some more stories and have some of the younger people on our crews take the reins. And so I can basically mentor them like George mentored me. And he said, basically, I want the future of Lucasfilm animation to be alive and well and strong and continue to be strong. So him saying that just made me go, dude, you're a special guy. You know, not only are you on the set of The Mandalorian with Jon Favreau and basically saying, I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm here to learn and try to absorb the most. He's humble, but he's also willing to mentor the younger up and comers, so that maybe somewhere down the road there will be an heir to Dave Filoni's knowledge. You know what I mean? Awesome. And it's just one of those little things that just makes me go, okay, you know, we can sit here all day long and we can critique and we can say this is bad and this is good and blah, blah, blah. But you know what? There's good people doing work to entertain us. And I find I appreciate that. You know, some of it works, some of it doesn't. I mean, some of it doesn't work all the way. But you know, there was some great moments in this show too. And I watched the look back at Obi-Wan. And there are some great, great moments in that show. But again, it's basically 2.5 hours worth of content stretched out. And that's really how it felt. I love bits and pieces of this show. But I have to say, Vivian Lyra Blair, or Vivian Lyra Blair, not sure how to say her name. Basically, the young actress who played Leia. She was on this panel and holding her own with all these people. And it was awesome. It was literally like watching a star being born. It was amazing to see. And I'm really excited to see the future of her career, period. Not just, with Star Wars, but just period. Because she was so damn good. Very, very thoughtful in her responses. I mean, like, wow. Just wow. And then we got a little bit of a look at Vision Season 2. That trailer came out. They actually showed them, the people at Celebration, they showed them one of the shorts. This is coming out on May 4th. May the 4th be with you. But yeah, I don't know about you, but I really liked Visions Season 1. There were some of them that were better than others. Some of them resonated with me. Some of them just didn't. But that's the beauty of having an anthology type series, right? You were so excited for Visions. I think this looks awesome. There's some really, really cool stuff. Oh, you were excited and it kind of disappointed you. Oh, well, see, what's cool about this one is that they're going even further, and there's going to be some interesting stuff here. I'm very excited for it. I may or may not review it. First episode was great though. Right. And the guy, you may not remember this, but there's the basic samurai guy, right? At the beginning. And then there's kind of the guy that's sort of like, oh, you can't do that, blah, 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 right? That guy is voiced by Joe Ochman. And I interviewed Joe Ochman on my channel, which was very, very cool. The Ronin, yes. Awesome. And Joe Ochman is one of those dudes who just, if you're into just, I love voice acting. I think it's awesome. And to get to talk with Joe Ochman, somebody who's done all kinds of stuff, is really, really fun thing. You might want to check that out at some point. I'm not pushing you. I'm just saying it's out there. And if you enjoyed that, you might enjoy that video. But anyway, basically, Celebration wrapped up with a Bad Batch panel. And I gotta say, I was surprisingly moved by this panel. I'm not gonna go into spoilers. We need a Donnie Yen Star Wars movie. I mean, maybe. I would love it. But I'm not going to go into details of Bad Batch Season 2 because there's a lot of people that haven't watched it. Some people haven't even watched Season 1. They look at this and they go, that looks cheesy, that looks goofy, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But you know what? I love Bad Batch. I love the episodes of Bad Batch in Season 7 of the Clone Wars. I was looking forward to the show. I enjoyed the show, but on a kind of like, yeah, it's fine kind of level. Season 2, most of it was kind of like, yeah, it's fine. And then the last half of the season was awesome. Like really, really awesome. And this show has took a turn that I didn't expect, and I'm really enjoying it. So, during this panel, they were talking about all that stuff. I wouldn't watch the panel if you haven't seen the season yet. Okay? So if you haven't seen season 2, don't watch the panel because some stuff will get spoiled. But they did announce that Bad Batch is getting a season 3, and it will be the final season of Bad Batch. So there you go. I almost said I can't wait. But as you know, that's hyperbole, and yes, I can wait. Of course I can wait, because yes. Saying you can't wait doesn't mean anything. Yes, you can. You will. You will wait. There's no reason to say I can't wait. Just say I'm excited. Anyway, that's hyperbole, and we will move on. Am I the only one who thinks it's weird how many characters killed themselves this season of The Bad Batch? All the Sidious stuff in Bad Batch look cool. I'm trying to think of. I'm thinking of. Again, I don't want to go too far into detail because I know for a fact that our good buddy Bucho hasn't seen all these yet. So I wanted to try to preserve as much as possible. But I'm trying to think. 3. I mean, honestly, it's the first time I thought about it. First time I thought about it, to be honest. And there you go. Honestly, it's the first time I thought about it. I just love the show. I'm actually curious, like when my wife watches it, if she'll pick up on that. That's an interesting one. But the last bit of news isn't really celebration news, but it is something that did come up in the last week, and that is that Donald Glover is talking about a Lando Calrissian return. He loves Lando, and Rob from Order 42, hereby give my approval for Donald Glover returning as Lando in anything they want to put him in. You want to do Solo 2? I'm there. You want to do a Lando standalone movie? Sure. You want to do a Lando standalone series? Sure. You want to do Lando cooks Minox? Sure. Seriously. I'd watch Donald Glover as Lando do just about anything. So there you go. There you go. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? We got through it all. We got through it all. But look, the fact is, there's a lot of people that looked at Star Wars at Star Wars Celebration and said that, it was there were some people that were there that said that there was a lot of problems with getting into panels and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know about any of that. All I know is I watched Celebration on Star Wars, the YouTube channel, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. There was so many great moments. Of course, Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor talking about their experiences filming together on Obi-Wan was amazing. I loved watching all the Clone Wars stuff, that Clone Wars 15th anniversary thing. Dave Filoni popping up in multiple panels and just hearing him talk about different things is just amazing. And the fact is, even Kathleen Kennedy, I know a lot of people don't like her and they blame everything on her. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know the whole story. And from everything I can see and everything I know about Kathleen Kennedy, I just don't think that she would have made those decisions. Almost everything that we look at, they look like Disney decisions. And I think there's a difference between the way that Disney treats Marvel and the way that Disney treats Star Wars. And I think Star Wars has always had more of a boot on the neck, if you want to, I mean, when Bob Iger did an interview before the release of The Mandalorian and mentioned that he was very involved in the editing of The Mandalorian and that he watched it, gave them notes, and then watched it again to make sure that his notes were taken into account, they were freaking micromanaging the hell out of Star Wars. And I feel like it's a bit unfair that everybody keeps jumping on Kathleen Kennedy, because I just don't think that she's the. I mean, yeah, she was hired to be that person, almost the person to take all the blame. But then she doesn't get much of the credit either, and that's just unfair. But who's making the decisions at Disney? Iger. Bob Iger. I'm telling you, you watch that interview with him and you go, holy crap, this guy knows a lot about Star Wars. The way that he answers some of those questions, it's like, whoa, he's involved at a very deep level. And then hearing some of the stories from people that weren't exactly like, like the actors or whatever, when you heard about J.J. Abrams saying they changed my movie, that even he was kind of like, dude, they kept changing things. And that Daisy Ridley didn't know. She didn't know that she was a Palpatine until like way late in the process. And just, if you read some of that stuff, it just makes me think that that's the thing. And of course, like I said, it starts with the fact that they had release dates before they had a story. And that's not how you're creative, at all. And they thought that they could roll with it. And that the fact, dude, here's another one. They offered Rian Johnson episode 9 in the middle of production of episode 8, supposedly. I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. That feels like someone trying to, I don't know, but who knows? I could be completely wrong. So, I could be completely wrong, but I really don't feel like I just don't feel like it's Kathleen Kennedy. But who knows? Now, I mean, a lot of people look at Solo as the one that's like, okay, that's one of the ones where it's like, okay, this is all Kathleen Kennedy. But then you hear the fact that they even said, they were like, yeah, we were trying to make a different movie than what they wanted. And we purposely were like trying to hide some stuff from them. And then they saw it and they're like, okay, this is not the movie we thought we were making. So they got fired. It was completely their fault. But the thing is, you hear about the situations of, oh my God, it's already late. You hear the situations about creative differences all the time. But it's pretty often now. And the fact is I think they're in a lot of ways, they're flailing. And a lot of that comes from the pressure that Disney's put on them. Like, I don't know if all of those, all of these different projects should have been announced at all. But who knows? I could be completely wrong, and Kathleen Kennedy's like the freaking devil, and she's over there, man, I can't wait till I can kill Star Wars for good. But I just don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think she's trying to do the best that she can under a regime that is breathing down her neck, and that she's literally been, more than anything, a sort of mega producer for all of these projects, which means she's the go-between between the director and the studio. And she's kind of trying to put the right people into these jobs, and it's a big freaking job. And if she is supposedly going to be leaving, right? That's the the news. There's been a lot of people that have been reporting that she's gone pretty soon after ND5 comes out. If that's the case, why not look at what look at what DC's doing? You've got somebody who's an executive, somebody who can deal with the other executives at Disney. And then you get somebody who's really super creative that can oversee the project and see it for what it is and do it that way. So my opinion, you get somebody like, I don't know, Dave Filoni, to be the creative guy, and then get somebody who's an exec, and they can share the responsibility. But look, who knows? Which project aren't you too hyped for? Well, I didn't report on the Young Jedi Adventures. I didn't care about that one too much, just because I know it's not for me. The one that I'm the most curious about is probably the Acolyte. The one that I'm I've got a bad feeling about this is the Rey one, right? And not only because I don't know if they can build off of the Rise of Skywalker. It's because we're going to have to hear about everybody saying, oh, Rey never failed and Rey never did this, and then we're going to hear that for the next however many years. And I'm like, dude, I talked about Transformers for about a year and then I was done. Don't ever want to talk about freaking Transformers ever again. That first movie ruined me. And then I step back and go, you know what? I realize those other movies are just not for me. I can't stand that first Transformers movie. It makes me ill. But anyway, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of the way I'm feeling about it. I'm feeling pretty hopeful. But that's what happens, is that after I watch Celebration, I'm like, dude, I want to talk about Star Wars all the time. And then as soon as I open up Twitter or Reddit, I'm met with, you know, that this happened, and I'm just like, oh my God, I hate everything again. They need a celebration like every 6 months or something, you know? Because these people, these cynics, they're just freaking, they're sucking the love of Star Wars out of me. And I just want to be able to look at something with an open mind, for God's sake. But anyway, if they announce it this weekend, then what do they have planned for May the 4th? Well, there's Visions. There's a lot of things, but it's not, there's nothing like big for May the 4th. May the 4th is more about, it's kind of like, is this controversial to say? It's kind of like how Christmas isn't really about Jesus anymore. It's kind of all about the buying and selling. You know what I mean? But they're still releasing Visions Season 2 and all that. But you know that 1/6 of them is still metachlorine. Yeah, that's how I feel about May the 4th. May the 4th is more about all these retailers, you know, doing sales and trying to get you to buy shit. It's not about, you know, brand new Star Wars cool stuff. Most of the time, anyway. Like last year, I don't remember it being about anything. Like it was just like, oh, May the 4th, cool. Revenge of the 5th, okay. And yeah, like TNT will play, or TBS, whichever one it is, will play all the Star Wars movies all weekend. But I don't know. But anyway, guys, I've got to go because I've got to prepare myself for a trip tomorrow. Because apparently, we're going with the things. Flea market. Are we going? I thought so. All right, I'll be waiting. What? We're doing a flea market thing tomorrow. So maybe some filming. And remember, it's coming soon. If you've got your copy and you're into this and you're, you know, Myron, you probably don't know a whole lot about this. But yeah, I was in a movie, helped make a movie, and I helped with the special features, subtitles, all that kind of stuff. A lot of work, a lot of stuff, but I'm very excited. I'm very excited for everybody to be able to see it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for always just being down to just chill out, you know, and have some fun and chat and all that kind of stuff. I love it. I love doing this show. It's my favorite. It's my favorite. So you guys have a great one. And yeah, I'm gonna go get ready for tomorrow's trip thing, and then we'll see you on the next one. with some videos out there. Hopefully I can get home early enough that I can watch The Mandalorian and put out a review tomorrow, but we'll see. Anyway, you guys have a great one. Bye.